Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Q&A Thursdays here, where I've got myself, Dane Hennon, to my right, Levi Gates.
What's up, Dane?
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, guys.
And here in front of me on the screen, we got some friends here. Hello, Alex and Marcy. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
You guys
I'm glad
are
I
so
make sure I hear you.
You guys are so legit. I can't quit, man.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, there you go. Now you match.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
great.
awesome. So you guys are going to take part in the show with us, but right before we get to talking about what you guys are here for, we are going to do just a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, we got to get the house clean
out
out of the way.
Sweeping, a little
Yeah.
bit of
It's
dusting.
like when I tell my kids, we got to clean up the house, and then you can play with your toys, and they go, "Shut up, Dad."
But I'll make
We're
sure
already
they're quick
playing
and
with
they
our
stick
toys."
to it because we want to talk to you guys. So, fellas, what's going on here at TRC?
Well, yesterday we had a successful live video with a power outage that happened at the beginning.
Full-on
Right, it's
power
the beginning.
outage. Amazing.
Right? And what's hilarious is all of us were caught so off guard about the situation, but Glenn, right, running the camera, running the whole show.
Oh, she just
was
kept
like,
it running.
Don't worry, keep it going because we're
Strings
on a
rolling.
backup generator
Yeah.
on some type of...
Yeah.
We don't know...
We're in an old bunker, nuclear silo.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah, this is more advanced than I think we think it actually
I think
is,
so. Mm-hmm.
right? So the show must go on and did go on. It was amazing, and it's worth checking out, right? If you want to hang out with us, kind of during a live format. Don't skip to 1 minute and 4 seconds, though.
Whatever you do.
We'll just go right past that point. You don't need to watch.
I don't know about
you
that.
don't need
That's
to watch
pretty
there.
entertaining.
So besides that, though, so we're coming up on a potential sale. Maybe next week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Something
Keep your
like
eyes
that.
peeled on
because, because we're coming up on a date, right, where there's more twos in the date than I think we've ever had. Mm-hmm. Is that possible?
Yes, and it won't be like this for another 200 years.
Well, technically, okay. Well, technically,
right, yeah.
if
This
you
many
wait
twos.
till December, right, you could get potentially the same amount of twos, but it's not the same thing because there's a one in it.
Yeah.
Folks,
right?
we got guests. You got to talk
I
housekeeping.
know. Okay.
Come on.
So sorry. So sign up for the newsletter, right? Pay attention. Maybe Tuesday, Tuesday. Something special might happen. But other than that, though, I think let's just jump straight into it.
Well, a couple little thing we forgot to neglect to say. We said it yesterday, but we missed it on Tuesday's podcast. Alex Dewar.
Oh my gosh!
Bucky VW, ladies and
guy.
gentlemen, won Grandambassador of the Year.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah,
2021.
Levi is Dane was so excited he got up. He
forgot to turn on the
Grab
lights.
Britney Spears over here.
Yeah.
Get her over here, Levi.
Oh, you want me to bring her
Yeah,
up?
she wants to say hi and congratulations as well. We can't believe we got Britney in the house. I mean, this is something you guys don't actually see behind the TV over there. But she wanted to say congratulations to Alex Dewar for winning Grand Ambassador of the Year. So a lot of people might want to know
What does he win, Anthony?
what he wins. So he's packing his bags. He is flying out to beautiful Boise, Idaho, where he will be staying at the Home to Suites.
Wow.
You know anything about the Home to Suites, Levi?
Well, I love the Home to Suites.
Yeah.
Big fan of the podcast. Big fan, supporter of the program. Great to have them on board as a sponsor. But you're right. He's going to come out. He's going to spend a week with us here at the Rag Company for TRCMA, which is happening the last week of March. The 28th through April 1st. So,
and a bunch of industry folks are going to be here, right? A lot of our friends, what we all would also consider as family, are going to be here. A lot of our favorite, vendors and partners that we team up with. So, Alex is going to be able to hang out with all those guys, get to know them, right? Learn from them as well, right?
we got to get his shoe size too, so he can slip into a comfy pair of Brooks.
We do have to get his shoe size as well. It's it's just going to be an awesome week because we are going to load him up with a ton of product, right?
Ton of gear.
And then we're probably going to have to ship that separately to Canada, right?
That probably won't be as fun.
The biggest thing is, we got to get him across the border. We got to get his products across the border so he can celebrate. But all the runner-ups, right? So we had in that lineup.
Yeah, what were the
too.
other runner-ups real quick before we get started?
So we had Spade Motorsports, right, for best photo content. We had Reckless Raquel for best video content, specifically on YouTube. We had Dabbler Details, right? You guys know Dabbler very, very well. Dabbler, best creative content, right? Best creator, really, I would say, of that content. I mean, his stuff was insane, right? But following right behind him, UDS Car Care. So our friend Josh up in Canada, man, he He very, very much, him and Dabbler are very similar style, but I would say that coming in at Q4, Josh, dude, he killed it. And so he had best engagement, really, with everything he created, and all the content he created was just as fun. So congratulations to those guys as well. But I mean, Alex is the king. He's got the crown.
Yep.
He's running with it. You know, there can only be one gate grand pastor. Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into this.
On
All
that
right.
note, yes, Levi, lead us in.
So, Marcy and Alex, welcome. I wanted you guys to take a little bit, tell us your story, and tell us what is this whole event that you've got going on next week with the Detail Masters Academy.
Yeah. Well, for starters, our story starts with Alex. He started the business around late 2011, and I guess our story is a lot of just pivoting, doing whatever it takes to stay alive in the business. And we joined a franchise in order to be able to, because we knew we weren't business people, and we thought we were getting like a nice package deal, and that was really rough going. And so he was not even detailing in the beginning, but doing mobile bumper painting.
Yeah.
And it was
hitting
so
the dealer
rough.
lots.
You got it. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And after multiple people kept coming to us and saying, hey, you should really detail, and we were dismissing it, but finally the light bulb went on, like, oh, this is the universe is talking to us, and we also need to eat. So we made a pivot and started that, and it's just, it's been a journey, learning and making mistakes as we went. I don't know, any highlights you want to talk about? We've done everything from mobile in a dealership, starting with one location, to doing a different location. I'm giving like total Reader's Digest version, but along the way we made so many mistakes, and then learned and sought out mentors, and finally got tired of just being stuck in survival mode. And as we started to put the pieces together, and we're still on a journey, still got goals for where we want to go. Then it just dawned on me one day, let's try this thing called a summit. But I don't know if you have any questions specifically about like.
Well, tell us what is the summit?
Yeah.
What is this event that you guys are putting on, basically?
All right. So summits have been around for a long time. I've been attending them for like over 10 years. They're super popular in like the health, wellness, mothers, I mean, you name it, you can find one. And what it is anywhere from like a 1-day, 5-day, 10-day event where industry experts are interviewed, and then people sign up for it. And when you sign up, inside your email box every day, you'll have 2 interviews from the experts telling you about the things that really made a difference for them right there delivered to you. So it's kind of like, and so what I got excited about when I got to thinking about this is there's so many of you guys, like even I barely scratched the surface, but because you, Levi, like I felt like I knew you before I knew you, right? First time I met you was at Motec. But I already consumed so much content, and I learned things I liked from Ivan, and I learned from just, to who we are today and what our business reflects is from being poured into by so many different people. And from that, we design our own formula, our own standard. And so that's what I did, because, I mean, I tell you, I could probably watch Rag Company content for, 2 hours a night. But what we did here was just take some short bits, about 30 to 45-minute interviews, where each of you talks about whatever you're really passionate about. And you, Levi, I love what you bring. I'm still wrapping my mind around it, how to network with other detailers. I tell you, I naturally have a scarcity mindset, and so that just doesn't feel natural. And if that's how I feel, I'm sure there's others that need to hear your message too. And every single person brings forward something powerful, something critical that will move the needle in your business. I have learned, so far we have a ton of signups. If nobody did, I still created like my own little business academy.
There you go.
And so there it is. So, and here's the deal. It's totally free to attend. And it's going to, like I say, it's going to run for 10 days. You sign up there. Yeah, you got it. You guys are just like super legit. And each day we wanted to create urgency. So each day's presentations are going to be live for 24 hours. Boom. And then it comes down and the next days come up. So you do have a full 24 hours. And I made sure that I had it both in video in case you're relaxing in the evening and you want to watch it, or audio in case you're also detailing a car. I love to consume content by podcast, and that just works because you're not streaming so much data. Now, I do want to give one little warning here. Along this process, I thought I got my handy dandy little microphone here, and some of my audio is not good quality. So if you can get a refund if you like, because it's free. But here's what's important. All of the speakers' audio is spot on. So you guys are coming to hear them, not really us. And so, but I just have to let you know, if you start to hear that, don't think you've got a glitch. It's not all of the interviews, but there are some where we had that little issue.
Can I interject?
Of course,
Sure,
Alex, go for it.
So as Marcy mentioned, when we started our business, we made a lot of mistakes. And one of the things that we thought that was a methodology that we used was throw just whatever on the wall and see whatever sticks. We tried all kinds of different things, whether it was lot washes, doing dealership work, everything. We were just making a lot of different mistakes. And we don't really regret it because we learn from those mistakes. But the reason why this summit is so important is because these leading industry leaders have certain niches or certain things that they're really good at that we can all learn from. So we don't have to make all the mistakes. We can learn from the years of experience. And one of the things that's neat is, when we go to, let's say, mobile tech, we have to leave our homes. We have to spend money, which is well worth it. But this is in your home. Yeah. So it's basically like having education day in mobile tech without leaving your home. And one of the things people are asking us is, well, why are you guys doing it? Because we feel like we received a lot from you, Levi, from Ivan. I remember in the early days when I didn't know what I was doing, I would get on YouTube and watch your detox series, and I learned so much. And some of the things that I still practice today, for example, you taught us that we're in the business of not providing shiny cars, but it's a byproduct that we are in the customer service business. And that's one of the things that really changed our mindset. And this is just scratching the surface. There's much, much more. And also another thing I want to mention is that we want to also encourage people that, they need to open up their minds to other things than just the detailing aspect of their business. Like, for example, health and wellness is some of the things that Marcy's going to talk about, both mental and also physical. And so there's so much to running your own business, and it's so hard sometimes. We want to try to give the edge for ones that are entrepreneurs like us.
Awesome. Well, I think it's great because, like you say, people can go in, you guys click on that registration link. It'll take you right to it. You can sign up. And then starting next week, those are going to get dropped 2 a day in your email inbox. You can watch them and listen to them at your leisure, which I think is really great because you're right, Marcy, I'm like you. That's how I absorb stuff is audio file. For me, it's just much easier for me when I'm learning a new thing.
Speaking of audio, for those who are listening to this sometime in the future and they want to look back or they want to know more information, for those who don't see the link because they're listening, it's detailmastersacademy.com/registration. That's where you want to go. Just want to make sure we help our folks who are only listening.
Okay, and so the launch date is that special date that you guys were mentioning, February 22nd, 2022. If you know me, I can be kind of dingy, and I needed to make sure that this was a date that I couldn't forget or mess up. So I picked the easiest thing to do. And also, I wanted to say something else. Oh man, I'm so excited to be on here. I'm kind of losing track of thoughts. But
that's all right.
Oh, so let's suppose you hear this 2 months later, and you're like, oh man, I missed that thing. You can still go to the website. It will be available to watch later on. But if you come at it now, it's free. Perfect. So later on, And here's the other cool deal, y'all. There's a ton of freebies in it, like legit. Right. Every single speaker is offering something. And I'm not gonna give it away, and I know it already exists, but it wasn't up here yet. I will be putting in a big order with Rag Company. Use your special offer that you made, and a whole bunch of them are offering coaching, y'all, like free, legit coaching conferences, they're consultations. So if you care about your business and you want to move it forward, I mean, take it. A lot of them are giving out like just documents that you can use for how to, you name it, how to improve your phone calls. Y'all, I can just ramble on and on, so please interject with the question.
That's all right.
Speaking of questions, you want to know what I'm going to ask every single speaker?
Go ahead.
Okay, so the theme of it is accelerating to maximum profits. So on that theme, all the questions are centered around that. And the first thing I ask is what element, like an activity or a mindset, should we detailers pay attention to, that if we did this thing, it would really help move the needle forward in our business? Because most of us are doing the right thing. And most of us know how to detail, but it's that business side. Maybe we're missing like 5%, we're off. And so when we pay attention to that, boom, what a difference it makes. And on the flip side, I also ask them to help us look at our blind spots. Now that's going to take some assessment, but you're going to hear some very common themes. And I really liked the feedback that we got on that. And then I asked this, what seems like a rhetorical question: how important are profits? The answer is almost universal. I brought up this really like super basic question because while talking to detailers, I cannot say I'm an expert, but I am an accounting numbers geek nerd. So I've been on Jimbo's podcast a few times talking about investing for your future because you're self-employed, right? And then he turned me on to a book called Profit First. And so people started to reach out to me after I did a podcast about the Profit First. And I just kind of got that like most of us weren't cued into profits or had some kind of funny idea like, I'm not doing this for the money.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my mind around that. Like, I'm not doing it only for the money, but I do also want to be here to be able to continue serving the public. So there has to be that element to it. So that is an important question. How important is profit? And then we have a subjective question for everybody that was really a joy to hear. And that's, what to you individually do you say what does success look like? And it's a nice range. But once again, I don't think one person said it's money or stuff. In fact, quite the opposite. What did Rennie say? Money,
stuff. You don't own stuff. Stuff owns you.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're thinking about?
That's it. Yeah. So
that's a good one. Nice.
I am going beyond. I am going way beyond detailing, and like obviously, you don't have a business if you don't know how to detail. So and you do know how to. You should be studying up your products and your materials and all that. But we're going to the next level on how do you make something that's growing to multiple 6 and 7 figures. And most of the speakers are in businesses with multiple 6 and 7 figure businesses. So, and that's who I want to surround myself with. Like, what is that phrase? Like the top 5 people that you're around will be a reflection of what you're earning.
Okay.
Well, I'm bringing them to you.
There you go.
All right.
And I also want to say, like, I love mobile tech. I love it. I love it. Nothing can replace in-person training and in-person networking. Had I not gone, I would not have met you years and years ago, Levi.
Yep.
And you would have been like, hey, Chick Marcy, no, you can't get on here because I don't know who you are. But this is, how many people, I start messaging everybody when mobile tech's coming. Are you going? Are you going? Thinking I'm going to get to meet all my Instagram friends. No, most of them aren't coming. Even I've seen polls for people asking. And so this is like a baby step into it. And you're going to get a lot of the same people that do present at Mobile Tech. And then hopefully you'll be like, I better get my butt to Orlando next year because I want to meet these people in person.
And that's a preview of what I talk about is that is the networking aspect. It's getting to know all these folks that you can use to help your business and start working through it. So thank you guys. We appreciate you being on here. We're going to ask some questions. I want you guys to help us participate and help all these customers and friends and fans and everybody that we have here in the on the show today. So,
and thank you, Brian Vlogs.
Hey, and Brian Vlogs just signed up. So
nice.
Thank you, Brian. All right.
I'll
So
start
Dane,
back
what's our what do we got questions we got here?
Started the queue here.
Yeah, we can. What's nice? Actually, what I'd say, let's just jump around. Let's actually give them some questions.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah,
All
we can
right.
definitely do that.
That way, because you can't see everything that
Yeah.
we're pulling up.
It's a whole lot of hello.
And so
and
when it's a lot of like the hellos and introductions, it starts to get a little too monotonous. So I think probably just throw you some actual questions, and then we can come back through the feed after you guys sign off, and then come back and say hello to everybody.
All right, so I'm seeing a mix of IK questions, some microfiber questions. Let me throw one out there, and you guys can start with it.
Okay, Dane.
This one is probably going to make Anthony uncomfortable, so let's start with that one. And I'll keep looking.
So let's see. So Tyler Graff says, "Good afternoon, TRC crew. Curious, when people ask about the modified IK sprayer that we must not speak of, no one recommends the IK. What's that say?
Inox 10.
Inox 10. So I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
What the heck the Inox 10 actually is? Is it a sprayer? Is it a sprayer you should be looking at?
It might be. You never know.
So Marcy, with it, I mean, we you guys know the IK sprayers that you've seen the sprayer, the foam sprayers and whatnot, and so we have a couple around here that we kind of play with, but everybody saw one that I was using that was meant to foam essentially, but we put O&R in it, and we put a
Everybody lost their minds.
Yeah, apparently had a lot of air pressure.
You deliberately did not draw attention
not done
to it
by
in
pumping
any way.
And then they saw how much product it was putting out for rinsing with using Optimum No Rinse, and they were pretty amazed. And I just have no idea what they're talking about, right? Because I definitely didn't make that thing, right? It was, we found it in a drawer. And I said, what's this old thing? Dusted it off.
That's exactly how it worked.
So
right.
any good questions, Dane?
Right?
Come on, hit them.
I'm bouncing around.
Alex
so we got
Carrillo,
Alex here.
do you guys have a video recommendation for a good how-to paint correction video? I got the supplies, just need the skill. Thank you guys for everything you do. Video recommendation for good how-to paint correction video. So one is a very old video where we go through the optimum steps. Utilizing Ivan and I do it on my old Tahoe in my shop back in the day. That's a very old video you can go through. The other one is a 20-minute one-step, or our Uno and Bead Maker video in which I discovered how to use the two together. Do you remember that one?
Yes, that was all you. I mean, it was amazing that you said, I'm going to take some Rupes Uno Protect.
No, it was and then a voice popped into my head, almost like an angel.
It was like an angel that told you to do that. And then
try
you
this.
apply the Rupes Uno Protect to a panel, and then you let it set up. And then what you use Bead Maker to actually wipe it off. So you spray it on some Bead Maker, right? And it helped with the wipe off, creating an exceptionally slick surface. I mean, probably one of the slickest, glossiest looking surfaces I've seen.
Yeah.
It was just crazy that you did that all on your own. And
I know.
just,
I did it with no help.
Yeah, except for that voice of an angel.
No one said anything on this side of the screen at all about it. It was all me.
Just amazing.
And the angel on my shoulder. So pretty amazing.
Tyler cleared that one up there for you.
Any good questions, Dane?
ENOCH is a metal case sprayer with an air valve and a gauge built on it already. It's smaller than the Multi 12. Yes, I saw it at Mobile Tech. They had it there. It's pretty dope.
You were telling me about that.
It's pretty dope.
And Graham, addressing Alex and Marcy there.
Afternoon, lads, and Alex and Marcy. We're battening down the hatches here in southern England as Storm Eunice is due to arrive in the early hours of tomorrow. 90 to 100 mile an hour winds expected. Holy cow. That's
not
crazy,
a good time.
Graham. Well, I hope you stay safe, man. That's unheard of in England. So,
No detailing, I take it.
No. Now here you go.
Spoonfuls. Happy Friday, Evol. Installing carbon ceramic brakes on my car soon. Is it safe to use O&R to spray these and my wheels down? And what other products, if any, might you recommend for wheel cleaning? And use would GSF, I assume, is what he's saying. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? O&R to clean the wheels and brakes before you're going to replace brakes.
What, us?
Yeah.
I mean, O&R is safe. It's very safe. I mean, but you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I always tell people is O&R is very good in emulsifying dirt. But when you come to grease and things of that nature or grime, then you might want to go to something like an APC versus O&R. I mean, we can use O&R to maintain, but I mean, if you have tar or anything else, then it's not going to be as effective.
There you go.
That was well said. That was
Nice.
good. Yeah, very
Let's
good
follow
answer.
up with
I like
another
it.
O&R question.
Oh, another
Okay.
one.
But it's
There you go.
safe. But it's safe.
Yeah, it is safe. Zyar Keen says, does O&R remove Bead Maker, or should I top off a rinseless wash with Bead Maker as a drying aid, or will it cause streaking? Do you guys use Bead Maker?
We do not. We have not yet, I should say.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Someday.
I'm missing out.
I have
Someday.
used fence. What?
Yeah.
Yes, but here in our shop, no, it's not on the shelf.
Yeah. Well, so to answer Zyar, no, it won't remove Bead Maker because O&R is pH balanced, so it's not going to remove the Bead Maker. And yes, you can use Bead Maker on top of a rinseless wash as a drying aid. Now, it's the amount that you use. You got to be careful. If you use too much, you will cause streaking. If you use, you want to use just enough, one spray per panel. So, all right, Dane. Next.
All right, we got Poets.
Poets saying, happy Friday Eve, guys. Could Rupes Uno Protect and Dreammaker be a thing? Leaning on the built-in protection from Uno Protect instead of Bead Maker and the gloss from Dreammaker. How would you handle this one, Anthony?
Yeah. I mean, if I was going to use probably Dreammaker, I wouldn't use it as a wipe off because Dreammaker has quite a bit of body to it. It's quite thick. So what I'd probably do is just remove the Uno Protect
On its own.
on its own, and then apply Dreammaker after that.
I'd follow the rules because when we replace the sealant from Bead Maker, or we replace the sealant in Uno Protect with the sealant from Bead Maker, which is what we're essentially doing with that wipe off. When we remove it with Dreammaker doesn't technically have a lot of protection.
No, it
it's
doesn't.
only gloss enhanced.
Yeah.
So I would therefore do like what you said. I'd wipe it off first. I'd make sure I'd let it have its proper cure time. And then before I delivered it, run around the car with some Dreammaker.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys have tried Dreammaker. It's a crazy gloss enhancer too. So it's a perfect
Good
pre-delivery
product.
spray.
That's a fun one.
Like before your customer shows up, pops the gloss. All right,
Yeah.
Lisa. I'm awaiting my second order of Rag Company towels. Should I wash them before use, and how do you suggest they be washed? Thanks. What do you guys say?
How do you guys like to wash your towels?
Well, I know you have products, but we still use the old school vinegar. We use vinegar and liquid detergent, not powder detergent.
With no additives in it.
Yeah.
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 But-
That's
Nope,
Another
that's
way
still a
to
safe
do it.
way to do it.
yeah, safe way to do it. There's nothing wrong with that.
And yes, Lisa, wash before use. We always suggest that.
Yeah, people come in with the powder detergent, and as soon as they mention that on the phone during a customer service call or something, kind of cringe a little, and then you gotta redirect.
Anthony
them,
slaps
like,
the phone
I'm gonna
out of
save you
people's
from
hands when
yourself
he
right
hears
now.
Slap it.
No. Then
All right.
I've got acid question.
Oh, Mike C. Hey guys, if I do an acid wash rather than using diluted hydrofluoric acid, could I just use Meguiar's Chrome Wheel Cleaner or Wheel Brightener just on paint? Obviously, only when needed. Wow, Mike, he's going hardcore there. So, Mike, I only ever recommend doing an acid wash. Yes, the answer is yes, you can use it. But you need to make sure it's diluted properly. You need to be making sure you got gloves, that you're wearing a respirator, that you're not around your children while they're riding their bicycles and you're putting it in the air. Because that stuff, it's in the air. It stays heavier in the air and around the area that you're working in. So same with if you have employees or you're, you got to be safe, especially when you're using any of the products. Go ahead, Alex. What do you have to say?
I'm not quite sure what the purpose behind the question is, but if I'm incorrect in saying this, you can correct me. But for us on cleaning metal and chrome, old school 4/0 steel wool, and then coming back and polishing. But I'm not quite sure what's behind the question. What's he trying to do? Is he trying?
He might be trying to remove hard water spots.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't say, but that's the only
Correct.
reason I would
So-
use it.
But in terms of cleaning really tired, old-looking rims, we've done some miracles just with 4/0 steel wool, and then coming back and hand polishing or machine polishing them.
There you go.
But not quite sure what's behind the question.
All right. Next one, Dane.
I will pop into the queue here. Sorry, it's just way more difficult when I'm not doing them in order because they're
It's okay, Dane. We're
You can do
patient.
some in order if we need to.
We're patient.
Let's see. So with fear of possibly repeating something, here we go.
Alex Carrillo. Hello, my detail lords. So I finally got an IK sprayer for my O&R, and I'm thinking about using the old non-IK sprayer for brake buster. Your thoughts and dilutions.
The old now non
Yeah, so just a normal
non-IK sprayer.
Mm-hmm.
Non-IK.
That could be anything.
Could be anything. But yeah, you can absolutely do that, Alex. I'd probably say dilute it 10 to 1, and it should be able to spray it fine. There shouldn't be any issues there.
Okay.
We'll let you take that, Levi.
Danny Zamudio. Good afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. My question is, I just bought some pearl microfiber applicators. Can it be washed or thrown in the garbage after use? Obviously, for coating, will definitely go in the garbage. So it depends on the coatings, right? So there are soft coatings and there are hard coatings. And I know you guys have probably seen this in your shop. There are some applicators that you put a coating on a car, and if it's a softer coating, it actually doesn't really harden the applicator. Those applicators, yes, you can wash them. You can reuse them, make them tire dressing applicators. Find another way to use them in your business. Just reuse them until they're dead. Get the most use you can out of them. If it hardens, try and make sure you can flip it and use the other side if you need to, if that side hasn't been touched. But the biggest thing is once they get hard, they're pretty much useless. Mm-hmm. So that's when they go.
Which is why it says they're going in the garbage.
Yeah.
Got Jorge here.
I'm looking for a towel with a short nap that's good for ceramic coatings.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys use?
We still use the pearl weave that you sold us on many years back.
Well, we have two different coating lines, and so for one of them, we use the Eagle Edgeless.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Edges for knocking down.
Yeah, combination. Yeah, but he's asking for low nap, so.
Okay, that is what he asked.
So pearls. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pearls, but I mean, you can knock them down with a pearl and go back with an Eagle just as your insurance towel, right? Just to make sure everything went well.
The last touch.
Yeah.
All right. Then I've got Decon.
Hey guys, thanks for the super foam and active foam decon wash yesterday. I did a super foam decon rinse and then an active foam wash on my mother-in-law's Jeep today, and it was fantastic. I sealed with some SOO2 as well.
Oh, decon, that sounds great.
That's
kind
of
a great experience, though.
Yeah, I think it's a bit overkill.
Probably, but you know what? Did it smell good?
Probably smelled amazing.
Probably smelled amazing.
Yeah,
I wish I could have been in that driveway. Am I right?
Yeah, Coach Kimmy. Yeah, that's when my kids come out and go, "What's all this snow on the ground?" And I go, "That's foam. Don't touch it. It's a high pH foam that you probably shouldn't touch.
Don't put your fingers in it.
Don't touch it."
All right, Nicholas Eggerborn. A question from Sweden.
Nice Volvo.
All right.
What is better? A drying towel with twisted fibers with 1400 GSM or 580 GSM, both are the same size.
Interesting question.
So both twist loop towels.
Yeah.
One is 1400 GSM and one is 580 GSM.
That's correct.
What do you guys think?
Better.
What would be better? Or would it be the same?
Are we talking better as in what's going to absorb the most? Maybe that's his idea better.
What's the size of the towel?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to drying, I remember you putting out a video one time, or maybe it was Penn, the organizer. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was. But anyways, we love using like O&R, something that will give it
lubrication, yeah.
Lubrication. And then I usually don't dry with a dry towel. I usually start with a wet towel, and then I wring it out. Mm-hmm. And I'm old school, so I still use the chamois method of getting the water, and then we would chase it with a dry towel.
There you go.
But in terms of GSM and all that, I don't know. I'm kind of dumb when it comes to all of that. I'm not that technical.
Well, that's actually a really good that's a really good answer, Alex. So the difference in the GSM doesn't matter. You're really just creating a higher density, heavier towel.
Yeah.
So
it will absorb more because there's more material there to absorb the stuff.
Yeah,
assuming
it's more dense.
If you have them both be the same blend,
the same blend,
all things being equal besides the GSM,
same length of twist.
Yes, then the larger GSM one will absorb more.
Yeah. Well, the GSM doesn't change the way. It doesn't change how soft a towel is, right? So the GSM, I mean, it may offer more density and more plushness just because of how much fabric is there. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily change, how soft it is. So
your weave, your yarn.
I would say between the two, the 1400 would probably be a pretty good size, heavy towel, be able to absorb a lot. But the 580 might surprise you. And it's great for probably somebody that wants to wring out their towels, right? A lot of people like to wring out their towels.
Yeah, the
still.
580 doing what Alex is doing with a wet towel first and wringing it out is going to be much more conducive in the 580 GSM than the 1400 GSM.
That's why there's those of us who still really like the double twisters because it's smaller, but it packs a punch.
Yep.
So
legends never die. Am I right, Dane?
Right. Okay.
Michael Martinez, great breakdown of active foam and super foam yesterday. How would G-Technic's citrus foam compare?
So citrus foam, I think, would be more in line with probably active foam. I don't think it's quite super foam levels of probably strength there, but I think the citrus foam does have quite a bit of power to it. But I think citrus foam is something that could also be used, if you wanted to use that as a pre-treatment, or if you wanted to use that as something to start breaking down contaminants before going in with your pH balanced soap. It's just up to you, right? I mean, citrus foam, we've used it for several decons, several in our videos.
Yeah,
it's always gone good. Puts on a good show. Still smells really good. It's just just another option for you.
Good product.
Okay.
Detailing Vibes 2006. Bought a bottle of PNS gloss, paint gloss spray and shine. Came in with ice in it. Is it still good to use? That means it froze on travel.
Oh.
Yeah. Technically, all the PNS products are safe if they've frozen. The only key thing to look out for is if they have frozen and they thaw, if they separate.
Oh, here we go. Go to the bottom
so
there, James.
That's the biggest thing.
So here we go. So Joshua Dealey says, my main thing is knowing how to price my services because I'm starting a mobile detailing business. Do I charge the price when it comes to different waxes, or do I change the price when it comes to different waxes or sealants or services such as that? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a good one for
Great
Allison.
question. And yes, absolutely. And I even want to say it doesn't mean, I had to work this much harder, or like I didn't work that much harder to use a sealant over the wax, so I'm not going to increase it much. You add the value based on the product. So yeah, we do.
Can I interject on that?
Yeah, go for it.
So you want to keep things simple for your customers, and you want to drive them towards what you want to sell. You want to do what you're confident using. You don't want to do it so confusing where you have so many different products. You want to sell what really works. So, I mean, like us, for the longest time, we use Optimum products. We use the Synergy, with the ONR and the paint sealant, the Hyper Seal. We kept it simple like that for a long, long time. And then later on, we started introducing other products. But we really advise pushing your customers towards what you want to sell. And yeah, you want to give your customer, you want to listen to them if they have a certain product they want to use. But you definitely want to know, you want to be the expert and stay the expert and tell them what you're good at installing.
Yeah, Joshua, make sure you sign up for the Masters Academy so that way you can watch and learn.
Yeah.
This is perfectly built for someone like yourself who's literally getting to start and trying to figure it out and navigate, and you'll probably meet a lot of great people and learn from a lot of great people, and that's what this whole process is. So
yeah,
well said.
Hans in the Netherlands. I had a bit of a scare today. My Mark II stopped working mid-detail.
Oh, the Rupes Mark II.
Rupes Mark II.
LHR 15 or 21?
Probably a 15, I think. That's what Lars runs.
Yeah.
Had no cable break, though, at the handle. But I tried a new card anyway. Thank God that helped. Guess the break was at the plug side.
Interesting. Marcy, have you or Alex, you guys ever had any polishers break down on you before in the past? Anything like that mid-job?
She's pointing at me.
Oh, no.
They didn't ask, have you broken any polishers?
Yeah, okay. Have you broken it? You can be honest, right? I've dropped several
Yeah.
polishers. I can admit that.
Yeah, I didn't drop them. I
Got mad.
I slammed them. I threw them on the ground.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, were they replaced? Did you pick them up, continue using them?
They just broke the outer
Shell.
and they just, it keeps on working.
But we've had to replace cords, no? Or is it
Yeah,
on different-
cords.
Cords and brushes.
Yeah, the typical things you'd expect.
It's a consumable at that point on those types of things, and so.
But it is the worst feeling.
Yeah.
When you're mid-detail, and I understand why Alex smashed some of them, is that when that shuts down, you're mid-detail, and you're like, this is going to cost me an hour, sometimes 30 minutes to fix, and you're in the groove, and and you got to break out of that meditative state. It's very frustrating. So.
Oh, it's not the tool's fault. It's me not keeping my cool for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've become better.
So Hans says, 15 millimeter Mark II. Yeah, it was strange. I cut a piece off the handle side. It didn't work, but I needed it tomorrow, so I tried a new cable.
There you go.
Wow.
And then he wants to know if we have any intel.
No speaking bad about roofs, but do you guys think there'll be a new DA model soon? So, Hans, you're just going to have to tune in to TRCMA at the end of March and find out some of the new items that are coming from all the various manufacturers.
I feel like I already posted this one, but
yeah, you did.
I
You already
did.
posted
Okay,
that?
that's where I'm going down the list.
M. Shetler, is undressed any good? Brakebuster doesn't get the job done on my tires. So you got to remember, Brakebuster is a all-in-one tire and wheel cleaner. That's its job. It's a high pH, alkaline-based cleaner, non-acid. Yeah. Now, undressed is a rubber-specific tire cleaner. Its job solely is to clean tires. Not very good on wheels.
Well, rubber, pretty much anything. Rubber.
Anything rubber.
Literally anything.
Anything
floor
rubber.
mats, right?
Yeah, on
Great
floor
at cleaning
mats.
floor
It's
mats.
amazing on floor mats. So PNS Undressed is really good on tires because that's what its job is. Where Brakebuster is kind of the, hey, I can do both. I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not a specialist in one or the other, basically.
Fair.
Other good use, Brakebuster is great on engine bays. So because it cleans all of that stuff. All right, Tyler Graff, trying to find an APC for cleaning cabs of construction equipment, as well as a good degreaser for cleaning the outside. Non-contact washes. So what products would you suggest? You guys do any construction fleet equipment?
Not consistently. I have in the past gone to the big events where there's like stuff we have to get ladders on to get up and clean.
Do you do any non-contact washes? Like that? What he's talking about? No?
No.
So
I don't have much experience.
That's all right. So, Tyler, when I had my shop, I used to do a lot of power vehicles. I know power. The power trucks
company,
F550s with the booms on the back and the big box trucks and the equipment rental trucks, but they all had plastic interiors, vinyl seats, plastic floors. Yeah. So, I actually used just a standard degreaser, diluted 10-to-1, and I would power wash. I'd spray the inside of the floor with it out of a weed sprayer that I got from the Ace Hardware store, which you could now substitute to an IK sprayer for a better higher quality sprayer. But I would then pressure wash the floor.
Oh, wow.
So I'd spray it, I'd get my tire brush out, I'd scrub the floor, and then I'd just pressure wash the rubber floor. Then I'd come back in with my compressed air and towels, and I clean the flooring. And then what I did for all the dust and getting all that out, O&R, amazing for cleaning dusty plastic interiors, especially on trucks and things like that, because it goes in and it encapsulates the dirt. If you try to use an APC or something else, it doesn't have encapsulation ability to clean those door panels.
Go back over it.
Yeah, so it just smears the mud around, and then you got to wipe it a dozen times to get the mud off. But if you spray it with O&R, spray that door panel with O&R, you just wipe it and it's clean.
Well, I use that same technique for my baseboards at home.
You do that same thing on your baseboards.
Translates from the car to the home.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
Amazing.
Beautiful. All right, Mike C. Yes, I meant the hydrofluoric acid alternative question for paint. I've only encountered maybe 2 instances where I would even consider the nuclear option. That's a good way to post it. For bad hard water spots and stains.
Yep.
Yeah, basically.
That is nuclear. That is a nuclear option.
There's
for
so
sure.
many other ways to get water spots off.
There is, but I mean,
Yeah, sometimes you got to do
right?
what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa. Rag Company used to make a bug sponge, but I don't see it on the site. Are you coming out with another one, or can you recommend one? Lisa, it's called the Jersey Bug Scrubber.
Should be on the website.
It should be on the website.
there.
We've got new 5-packs made. We've got a new
Yeah.
pearl weave version of it as well. So it's jersey on one side, pearl weave on the other. So there's a lot of new new versions of the Jersey Bug Scrubber. That's what it's called. So, All right, Joshua Deal. What's the best way to gain more customers? I just ordered a street sign and a poster for on-job sites. I have Instagram and Facebook. I'm thinking of a website, but I don't have enough customers for that. This is a good one for Alex and Marcy.
That's a huge question.
That's a huge
with
question.
a million answers.
Yeah. First of all, free is really good. I mean, Google listing for sure. Start with a Google listing and then build your Google listing up. And then from there, search engine optimization, your website. I mean, this question we could sit here for 3 hours talking about this more. But I would start off with having a Google listing and start getting reviews and start putting pictures up and then tie it into your web page. And then, of course, using Instagram, using Facebook, put stuff out there that's informational, helpful, and then follow the people that follow you. Build relationships. Don't just put things just for bragging and make friends with other detailers. Target your market, and that's how you can. But it's like I said, I'm sorry, I can't put it in a nutshell. There's a lot to that.
When it comes to your social media, I recommend getting a book by Gary Vee. Just Google Gary Vaynerchuk. I always get the name wrong. It's like give something. Anyway, that and dedicate yourself to learning. Obviously, I'm a book nerd here. When it comes to how to do all these things. When also do any advice that you're given, follow it. Everyone can tell you what to do, but if you don't do it, it's a waste of their breath and your time. So look up right away how to get your Google listing. It's absolutely free.
I will add one thing. So go and visit people that are window tinters, stereo shops, etc., and give them your card. Maybe even do something for them. Do complimentary work if you're not busy. You're trying to build up your work. You want to get your name out there at first. You want to value yourself, obviously, but in the beginning, we did a lot of free work, and we got our name out there to the right people.
In the beginning, just know that you're in for some hustle. There's a phrase that says in the first year it sleeps, in the second year it creeps, and in the third year it leaps. Now, you might not want to hear that you're not going to be killing it until the third year, but pay your dues, and then you will get there, because most others are going to just fall off. They're not going to make it to the second and third year.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, and that first one, the first one's free. That's what I always told customers, especially when I was trying to build and drum up a little business, whether it was dealerships or it was like you guys said, go to window tinters, go to stereo guys. I'd go back and forth. I had a local stereo shop here in Boise. Same thing. I walked in and I said, hey guys, my name's Levi. Here's the shop that I have, detail shop I have. Can I use you as a referral for customers that have any issues? Because you guys know when we detail cars, sometimes people's stereos stop working for no reason. It just happens. It just happens. So it was always nice where I could say, hey, here's my information, or here's the information for a shop. Take it up there, tell them it's from me, and that you had your car detailed by me, and they'll take care of it. 9 times out of 10, whatever I had to do for the stereo shop, it usually turned out to just be trade work, where they'd go, hey, we had 3 customers. I sent 3 customers up in 6 weeks, and they're like, hey, we had 3 customers. Turns out it was just a fuse. We pulled it, swapped it. We didn't charge the customer but we kept invoices. It's basically $200 worth of stuff. What do you want to do? And I'd say, just bring your car down next week and I'll detail it. and they'd be like, sweet, they loved it. They didn't have, and I'd love doing trade work back and forth with these companies because I knew my customers were covered, and it wasn't anything off my back to have them to detail their car for them, and that's a big thing. And if you can drop off cards, I say, go to Staples, get a little card holder for $1 and fill it with your cards and take it over and drop it off and put it in their place. If you have all that, it's so much easier for them to go, yeah, just throw it on the desk over there or on the counter there. If you have it already, they don't have to think about it. All they have to do is refer you. And that's huge, huge. So
now here is one that I think is relevant. I'll ask you guys because this is probably dealing with mobile detailers. It's a question. Using clients' water and electricity blasphemy? I think it's more of a if you use a client's water and electricity, is it blasphemy? Is it okay?
How did you guys handle it?
No, I don't. You start where you can. Okay. Obviously, as you know, when we were mobile, the biggest problem was the time that we waste setting up and tearing down. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like customers and using their water and electricity, we've never had any problems in the beginning. We only had a water hose and our box of supplies and a shop vac when we first started. Mm-hmm. Now we have a shop with compressed air, steam, you name it. Mm-hmm. But you gotta crawl before you can walk, and you have to walk before you can run. So no, don't have any shame in it. Plus, we mentioned O&R many times already. There's rinseless products that you can use if water is an issue. And when you start, if you can afford to buy your own generator, then you can move in that direction, but start where you are.
Yeah.
Nope, totally fair.
I'd always ask. And the biggest thing goes back to being honest with customers. Ask. Yeah. If a guy showed up at your house to detail your car, Anthony, and said, can I use your water and your air? You would roll out your spot-free water system and be like, yeah, bro, plug into here.
I wouldn't want anybody coming to my house to wash my cars. I wash my own cars.
You'd be like, I'm going to wash, I just need you to clean Katie's car. I'm going to wash my own cars while you're
The point being, if you're a mobile customer, there should be some expectation that the person you're hiring, you already kind of know if they go the more eco route, maybe they're not using very much water, electricity. If they're like an O&R type deal or something like that, that makes a lot of sense. That's also very good if you're starting out to kind of minimize the amount of, stuff you have to bring out. O&R is a great way to get started washing
cheaper
cars.
To start. Yeah.
But and the cost per, job is tiny. But that's just something that should be understood, but obviously always ask people. Don't assume, even though the assumption is almost always correct. It's just ask. So we have got a few more here. Ron's got a comment about his polishing experience.
Okay. Ron says, I had a Grios G15 that crapped out on me. I called them. They gave me a shipping number. I brought it to FedEx and had my new G15 within 2 days. I have a Porter Cable 7424 as a backup. Yeah, having a backup machine is always a good
idea.
So good thing to have. Rocky Iverson.
Rocky lives on. That's what it is.
Rocky Iverson. That's what we make up his name. Says, undressed, use straight or diluted. If so, what's the dilution? Rocky, we don't know the dilution of undressed. Sorry. Nope. Eric Babiaz. When will the clay towel be back in stock? Eric, so this is something that's funny. Josh said that apparently I had said that there was a bunch of them coming. There are a bunch of them coming. Problem is they're in random shipments. They're just coming as they show up. We have over 20 containers between the ports on the water.
I'm sure a lot of people have
randomly arriving.
A violent reaction when they hear, shipping shortages or COVID something or other. And it's just like, that's the fact of the matter.
Yeah, so they were out of stock for over a year. And then we had about 1,000, I think, that arrived. We sold out of those very quickly.
Yeah.
Then we've got another, I think, 1,000 on their way, randomly thrown in a container.
Yeah.
We don't know when that container is arriving, when it's going to happen. Now, we do know that we have a bunch coming, but they're in various orders that are in various times going to be arriving here.
True.
Just stay posted. And as soon as we have another one, we'll get it. We didn't realize they would sell out that fast. So apologies to everybody. But it's a good problem to have.
Pent-up demand.
All right. Dan Pfeiffer says, Dave Phillips says, Bead Maker is not okay to freeze. That's right. That's what we said. Once it separates, if it freezes and separates, it's not good. But if it freezes and thaws and it still looks okay, try it.
Color's
Use it.
still good. Everything else is still good. Go for it.
Adam's just released an Antifog for windshields. In theory, it sounds great. However, I wonder if it would leave a haze or noticeable film on the glass. I don't know, Josh. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm excited. I think I tried over and over to order it, and I wasn't getting my link to go through. But yeah, I'm buying that because I just had a customer this week ask me, could I do something anti-fog? And I was like, and so I went on Amazon and looked up, and there's not anything for that purpose for a whole windshield. And then boom, I got it this week.
Yeah, I use Bead Maker on my glasses as my anti-fog.
So
when I have to wear a mask, it slows it down.
Works pretty well.
Yeah.
So
You're looking like
foggy.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, it's got a light anti-fog in it. I use it on the inside glass on my cars for that reason.
Honestly, it's such a great in a pinch thing to use in your car's glass.
Yeah.
Why not? God, this is always a fun one. Here we go. Brian asking the classic.
Does Automotive have plans to do more updates of ONR? Guys like Yvonne, Matt, Pan, etc. believe that your number's wrong, Brian. N914 is superior now. McKee's now has a graphene rinseless product, for example. Brian,
where do we begin?
So this is a big one. ONR.
I'm not going to begin. You can have it.
You sure you don't want to jump in on this?
No, I don't want it.
It's a battle we endure every week.
So, I have heartburn right now.
Anthony and I have been doing a ton of extensive research on N9104 because we wanted to like it. You know, we wanted to be a part of it. We wanted to see what we could do. It just doesn't cut the mustard for us. Now, ONR is an amazing product. It works great. It does everything that it needs to. Why? Because it's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's just how it is. ONR just recently went through an update to make it slicker, to make it hit all the points that everybody had. It didn't need it, but it did. But it's there. Now, N914 is good. Yeah, no, it's fine. It works. It does its stuff. It's a great rinseless in a pinch for folks that want to use it. Anthony and I personally just don't feel it works at the level that ONR currently already is at.
Which, for everybody listening online, is not the same thing as saying it is worse or not as good or any of these other things. It's for their personal preference. And that, I think that is the core of this whole argument we constantly have, because there are people always online saying, well, this technically is superior according to these people. It's like, that's great. They like it better.
It's all personal.
No fault to them, but it's just in our
At the end of the day, we all end up with a clean car, and it's whether or not we enjoyed it or we didn't. I just feel like there are things. Go ahead, Alex.
So I've been researching the different rinseless products, and I was thinking about trying the N914, and actually I even put out a video 6 days ago about it. And one of the things that he mentioned that's kind of neat is that it doesn't leave anything behind that would interfere with if you're going to put a wax sealant or coating on there. So I thought, that's pretty cool that it doesn't, with ONR, it leaves polymers behind. But yeah, I mean, you can't almost beat ONR because we get great pricing, and pricing is great on it, and it works great.
Yeah.
But now, I guess the answer is what are you trying to do with it?
Yeah. I will also add that Ivan also said that Optimum ONR never left anything behind because you could gloss coat right over it without using paint protection, paint prep. So that, again, it's all semantics. But we had Dave Phillips from PNS on, and he said anytime that you wipe any surface with a paint prep, it will remove everything regardless of whatever's on it before you put a coating on it. So it doesn't really matter which rinseless you do. If you're going to paint prep it prior to putting a coating, you're not going to have anything behind anyway. So anyway,
ONR's not going to hurt your chances.
We tried it. It just didn't work for us. Now, Uber, Anthony is always sworn by, loves Uber.
Yeah, you like Uber.
Wolf King Uber is really good.
Loves
it's
Uber.
A good product.
We also know who makes it. And then Echo is CarPro's product. People like that. They use it a lot. So there's a lot of different strokes for different folks, so to speak. So
there's a lot of different strokes out there.
All right. Bill Pearson says, "Hi, Marcy and Alex. I enjoyed you guys on Rennie's podcast."
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome. And then Bill says, "Good afternoon. Late to the party, but I'll watch from the beginning later." Perfect.
Thank you. And Josh just kind of clarifying for what we were kind of talking about.
Yeah.
He says, as detailers, professionals, or hobbyists, we're all extremely passionate. So the rabbit hole of what products are better can just go on and on, lol. Yeah, exactly. Well, and also as business owners, you're always trying to find a way to either speed up a process or save time, save money, make it easier on your employees. How do we make that? And so that's the biggest thing between all these is to try it, see if it works. It might work for your business, it might not. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
all right.
The never-ending battle, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Tell you what, is there anything you guys would like to add before we go to break here? I just want to give you guys an opportunity.
Thank you guys first
Yes,
and
thank
foremost
you.
for being a part
Yeah.
of this and joining us.
and
for this
remind
hour.
folks where they can go.
Well, I just want to thank you guys because for the longest time, when we were trying to start our business, we use you and your resources, not just your products, but the information that you put out there. And I really like the vibe that you have, that you're not in competition with, I know you're friends with other people that are doing the same thing you're doing. I'm not going to mention their names, and I love that you have that spirit of cooperation and that you're willing to help the industry, both hobbyists and professionals. So from the bottom of our hearts, I want to thank you. Levi, I've told you multiple times how much your videos has helped me, because in the early days, I really didn't have anybody to guide me. I would kind of learn from the School of Hard Knocks. So you guys have done just immense benefit to our industry. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, we really love y'all. That's everything. If you want to jump on board, even if you are a hobbyist and you're like, maybe I'll take the jump one day, it's detailmastersacademy.com. That'll get you to the page. Over there, it's detailmastersacademy.com/registration. And we promised both to bring you the good stuff and keep it entertaining. Just
There you go.
you guys are my spirit animal, so I'm making sure it's fun too.
Awesome.
Well, thank you
Excellent.
guys. We appreciate you being on. And as always, guys, make sure you sign up for that. And it's free.
Yeah,
That's right. And there's a cat in the
It's
back.
cat.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, have fun. Enjoy the weekend. And everybody else, stay tuned for hour number 2.
Hour number 2. We're going to a quick break.
Just a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Yep.
See you in a minute.
See ya.
Hey guys, Anthony with the Rag Company, and in today's video, we're talking about something new and exclusive for Amazon.com, and that is the Eagle Edgeless 6-pack in this new, beautiful teal color. Now, not only did we make this color exclusive, but we also altered the GSM, the grams per square meter, the weight, the density of the towel to 450 GSM. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means that this towel is the perfect combination of plush and pliable. Now, for reference, we have 3 other popular Eagle Edgeless: the Eagle Edgeless 350, the 500, the 600, and then this one right here at about 450. So we find that the 350 and 500 are some of our best sellers. So we thought, why not meet it in the middle, offer something right in between with a new cool color for all of our friends here at Amazon.com. So what would you use this towel for? Well, it's a 70-30 blend, meaning it's ultra soft, ultra safe. So you can use this for all exterior detailing needs, whether it's quick detailing, waterless wash, rinseless wash, removing light polish, light wax, sealants, and so on. This is ultimately going to be one of our safest and softest towels. The Eagle Edgeless fibers are second to none and are seriously one of the softest towels available on today's market. So what about outside of detailing? Can this towel serve any other purpose? Absolutely. If you have anything with a very delicate surface, such as something like a guitar or a piano or any type of plastic that just scratches by looking at it, this towel would be my answer. I would use this towel, as this is arguably one of the softest and safest towels, not just from a detailing standpoint, but from a cleaning standpoint as well. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new color as well as the new GSM, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as I do. So as always, thank you guys all for watching and have a fantastic day.
Hello, and
Right,
welcome back to yet another Q&A Thursday, second hour. This is where things get a little weird, get a little interesting. You never know where it's going to end up. Also, we have like half the audience today, so I don't know where all you guys are hiding, but feel free to come out.
Just was like, nah.
Ask your questions,
Well,
throw
we
them
want to
out
give a
there.
shout out to Marcy and Alex for hanging out with us and joining
They're
us for
so
the first
nice.
hour. It was great.
They are one of the funnest couples to hang out with.
Fun.
I don't know if you guys ever remember back in the old days on the Detox detailing group that we had.
Yeah.
Their sons dressed up as me and Ivan for
That's right.
and did the background set
so
and all that.
funny.
It was hilarious. I was like 6 years ago.
I remember that was so funny. That was really funny. And so
that's great.
But yeah, it's awesome. You get to hang out with them at Mobile Tech Expo, right? And where are they located?
They're out of Texas.
Texas. What area in Texas?
They're in between Houston and Austin.
Ooh.
So over where they're probably about an hour away from Kirby Thompson.
Gotcha.
They live in I was talking to them about like how they built their business
Shop, yeah.
Really cool. They ended up buying a property for a very low amount of money.
Yeah.
This is Texas, land's
Yeah,
cheap.
it's Texas. There's lots of space.
But I think she was saying something like $150,000. They were able to purchase, or $125,000.
Well, we don't know.
I don't know what it
numbers,
was,
yeah,
but basically
something.
sub 200,000. They were able to buy like a 3 or 4 bay shop.
Yeah.
With a 2,000 square foot office space, with another shop attached to it, on a property that was part of a bigger business park, and they basically got it zoned to where they could convert a portion of that property into their living area for her and her husband and their 2 boys.
Yeah.
So they live and work in the same place, and they built like a 500 square foot office reception area on the property as well. So customers pull into their driveway on their business park, and they've got their shop, they've got their business, they've got all this, and then on top of that, they said it's all parceled out, but it was one big complex kind of thing. It'd be kind of like buying one of the units like here and living in it. Like that's kind of what they did.
That'd be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it's really cool. If you guys check out Detailing, I think it's Detailing Dynamic Duo or Dynamic Detailing Duo on Instagram, Alex and Marcy Tran. They've got some videos of them walking around on their lot and stuff saying, hey, it's Gorgeous Friday. This is what we got going on. It's a cool looking place, and it's really pretty. They did a good job.
It's like an advanced barn dominium.
Yeah, basically. It's pretty neat idea, but that's a smart way. Because if you think about it, they're able to wrap up their shop costs into also their living expenses, which is something like Sydney does. That's how they pay for, that's how she does her business the same way. So really a neat idea in that sense. And they've got a lot of great, but they were at SEMA this year. They brought a couple of their employees with them to SEMA.
Yeah.
They were at the Detailers Las Vegas party. And then they were at Mobile Tech, same thing, brought a couple employees with them to Mobile Tech, but they also brought their sons with them. Their boys, I met them, and they were like, yeah, we're playing video games all week long. Staying in the hotel, brought our gaming system. We hooked it up to the TV in the hotel. We're spending the days doing that.
That's the way to
hanging
do
out
it.
at the pool. And I'm like, man, to be a teenager again, just play video games and go to the pool.
These responsibilities.
Yeah, pretty amazing. But anyway, please, guys, sign up. I took part of this. I'm one of the speakers. Juan is one of the speakers. Rennie Doyle is one of the speakers. They've got a whole list of people. Ivan's one of the speakers. I mean, everybody that in the industry they reached out to. It's really worth your time. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Please sign up. The link is on this episode. You guys can sign up for free. It just gets delivered to your email. 2 episodes a day. So do. All right.
I'm gonna do something just because I feel bad. We skipped a lot of people who were saying nice hellos in the beginning. I'm gonna start from the beginning of our list and make sure we get to all our fan, favorites or regulars who pop in.
Great idea.
And throw in their highs and hellos. So why not start with Grand Ambassador of the Year, Alex Duar?
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. And he tells us he's missing it.
Awesome start. Thank you, Alex.
Way to go, Alex.
Dan Pfeiffer says, good afternoon. Word up from Minnesota, USA. It's time for the best day of the week. Happy Friday Eve to your C crew.
What's up?
No,
that's what I'm looking for.
I don't want to cut you off. I know you're getting on a roll here, Dane.
Yeah?
I just wanted to let everybody know that 2 days ago, I was popping a wheelie on the Razor scooter that we have here.
You
in
did,
the,
yes.
in the TRC studio.
You now have a wound on your arm.
I ate it.
You did.
Right?
Yeah, you did.
So
You
I was
bit
trying
it
to.
hard.
We call them 12 o'clockers, right? Is
Yeah.
what we call it. And I got road rash. It's actually called scooter rash, is what that's called.
Yeah.
Or
That's more of a
Swiss
6
swish,
o'clocker.
swish rash.
Swiss track rash.
Swish tracks rash. But yeah, so I went to go pull a dank 12 o'clocker, and I went back a little bit too far. I pulled a 1 o'clocker,
Yeah.
and then looped. And,
it became
and
a
I did it
6
right in front of
o'clocker.
Josh, and Josh Brodel, our customer service guy, and he's looking at me. He's like, "Man, dude, I thought you were so cool."
Yeah, he lost all respect.
He
for
lost
him.
all respect.
It's amazing how fast
he
it can
hasn't looked
disappear.
at me in the eyes
Yeah,
since.
he hasn't even said hi to you. He came in
So-
today and he stood at your cubicle
Yeah.
and didn't look at you at all. He didn't make any. He looked over at Dane
Yeah.
and said, "I think this guy's talking to me. Could you have Anthony? Could you tell Anthony for me?" And Dane was like, "What's going on? I'm on the phone with
And I
Plumber."
told Dane it was the Razor scooter incident.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh my!
All
All right,
right.
so I'm going to go to Hans next.
Hello, towel fans. Happy belated Wash Wednesday. Thank you, sir. And
All
then
right.
Umberto first from Puerto Rico. Hello,
course.
TRC team. I'm still burping up that Puerto Rican food that we ate.
That was
Well
almost
over a
that
week
was
ago.
almost a week ago.
Mofongo is still
Mofongo's still in me.
Mofunging
Well,
you
it's
up.
funny that we were thinking, right, when we see somebody from Puerto Rico, we think about that Puerto Rican food that we had. Dense. That dense mofongo is what that was.
Plantains are
It was
just
And it was
good.
that
battling
it was that
for-
wine. It was that wine braised fried pork too.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
God, it was
just-
good.
It burped,
Man, it just burned. Long burn.
just it was
Adam?
like oak in a fireplace. Oh,
Yeah.
solid piece of oak.
Well, I mean, I could have kept us going for another week.
Yeah, we could have sustained life off that.
Adam Hancock says, "What's up, TRC? Happy Friday Eve. Best part of the work week." Adam, that is so
I
nice
agree.
of you
That's
to say
really
that
nice.
and be
Thank
here
you.
with us on this beautiful Thursday. Now we have Tyler Graff after George saying, "What's up, people?" But Tyler's saying, "Good afternoon, TRC crew."
And this is where we are. at
That's
the first
where
one.
we answer the question about the ENOCH.
Yeah.
We got
and-
Ron saying howdy.
Yeah.
Eric saying,
Yeah.
I've followed you guys for a while now. First time joining in conversation.
We appreciate you
Eric,
joining
Eric,
in.
really
Sorry,
good.
we're getting to all these early comments late. It's just the way these things go sometimes. Okay, well, you know what? I think we've kind of
Pontiac
hit on a lot
detailing
of
vibes.
these.
What'd he say?
Well,
That
he
was
already
the
did
spray
that one.
shine.
Okay.
Okay, next page, Dane.
All right. Let's go up and see what's going on in the new stuff.
All right. So Brian Vlog says that, or no, let's go to Espen.
Gee, David.
Swiss rash after summer as an exchange student. Bavaria.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, dude! I love that.
Oh,
Gee,
man.
you just know how to put it.
Yeah.
Put it
Espen.
well.
Let's go down to
Oh,
Espen down there. We
yeah.
didn't do those.
I've actually got several before that, too.
Okay.
But let's do Espen first here.
But it's down. You've got another question. Two hours down. Three down.
Okay, that's where I'm.
Hi, hello from Norway. Hi. Have you seen the detail guard scrub wall? If so, what is your
speak
opinion?
in a Norwegian accent? You don't have to,
Might
you
come
don't have to
across
do
as
that.
mocking
I just said
or
hi,
condescending.
Yeah.
hi, hello, and then I said
No,
hi.
your voice started changing as you were saying. reading the
Anthony, as you
sentence.
know, I too have Norwegian blood coursing through my veins.
How much Norwegian would you actually say you have?
About, probably about 50%.
It's not 50% because
Yeah.
you're 30% Irish.
Yeah, 50% of Norwegian, 30% Irish. It gives me an 80%.
But what about all the Mexican that
That's
you used to have
8%
inside
Mexican, and then I have a couple
was
of other
6%.
things. No, it's 8%.
you? Oh my!
I showed it the
gosh.
other day. You guys saw it.
Numbers seem to
Dane
jump
is
around.
technically the most Norwegian person we have here.
I know,
He doesn't
technically
even-
he is.
He doesn't
All
even
right.
speak
He
like
doesn't
that.
even know about it.
I choose not to.
Well,
I feel
anyway.
I'll embarrass myself.
Espen, I don't know anything about the detail guard scrub wall, so we'll have to check it out. But then he goes on to say, as a true Norwegian, I hate salty roads. And if it's one thing we have a lot of in these months, it's salty roads. I have therefore done a lot of testing of products to see what removes salt the best from the car. So what's your best advice to remove salt? I'm curious to see if it's the same as me, as I find it to be the best for this job. So, very interesting.
And then he goes on to not provide his answer, so he just wants you
That's
to
all right.
answer.
No, so Espen, as a fellow Norwegian descendant,
I don't know if you can say
I'm
that.
gonna
God.
I don't know if you can say we just don't know.
Talk
There's not enough
for asking
evidence.
that. I appreciate it. So I'm going to say you're going to want to get yourself a undercarriage sprayer if you have a lot of salt. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of salt up here in Idaho.
Yeah, we don't.
But you want to get an undercarriage sprayer because you do want to remove as much of that salt as possible off the surface. And then you are going to want to put some sort of form of protectant back over it, not only to help remove the salt, but also to protect against, not to remove it, but to protect against it so that it makes it easier to remove the next time that it gets attached to it. So there are different frame treatments. Kosh Chemi over in Europe actually makes quite a bit of different products that are designed to repel salt. Not so much here in the U.S. because we don't have a lot of that, but there are a lot of products that are designed for that. Second, if you can go through undercarriage washing in different car washes and things like that, you can get that sprayed. That really does help a lot. So hopefully that's about the same as
From
you.
one Norwegian to another?
Yes.
One Viking to another?
Well, myself, I'm not going to say true Norwegian. I'm just saying a partial descendant of Norwegian heritage, similar to yourself, Anthony.
Let's just call him a
What does that mean? I am a descendant of Portuguese heritage.
Yeah.
But I'm not claiming
He's more
to
Portuguese than you are Norwegian.
I don't think that's true. I'm 50% Norwegian.
No, I'm not claiming to be a descendant of Norwegian. I'm 2% Norwegian. 2%.
I thought you were more than that. You kept telling me all the time how you also were of Norwegian descent.
I am 2%. And it's still something.
Notice only one of us here doesn't brag about that stuff, so just saying. All right, Mike here.
Pride. Mike just
much
said
pride
that ONR is number one. McKee's N914 smears and streaks like crazy. I've tried it on all kinds of surfaces. It's good to know, Mike.
Oh, he's definitely not feeling it.
Joshua details. Take the 1 versus 2 bucket debate, for example. That one sure gets heated. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Many of us love doing one. I only do 1 bucket washes. I don't ever do a 2 bucket wash. Danny Zamuto, can I use iron remover on my car without claying it, or do I have to clay it, then polish it? No, Danny, you can use iron remover on your car without claying. You can just literally wash the car after using iron remover to help remove some of that.
No.
G. Davis says, Alex Dewar wins Grand Ambassador of the Year when he's on a Q&A no-show. Coincidence? You be the judge. Well, we meant to announce it on Tuesday during the podcast, and we totally forgot, and we felt bad. So,
whoops. Ah, well,
Tristan,
here goes Tristan.
Have you guys seen BMW's color-changing car? Could mean and it could mean for the future of detailing. Yes, it's very interesting. I love seeing people change the colors of it with their phone. I'm interested to see what the surface is on the screen that it is. Like, is that clear? Is that proper clear coat? Because it is going to change the future of that.
See, the problem is you bring up something and I bring up something totally unrelated. My favorite BMW concept is the BMW Gina concept, which was a lightweight roadster that was completely, the body was made entirely from fabric. And the when you'd open a door,
it's pronounced Gina.
Yeah, I know. I'd say Gina. It's an actual car. You can look it up. But when they open the hood, instead of opening like a hood, it just like folds open and it reveals the hood underneath. And when the door opens, it's just folding fabric. It's crazy. If you've never seen it before, it is one of the coolest concept car designs I've ever seen.
Are you sure you were looking at a concept car?
Yeah. See, I've got it right here. But anyway, okay. Yeah, you get the idea. I'll have them pull something up later. Let's keep this train rolling. We've got a Hey Dan, Minnesota guy here too, saying
nice.
And Josh.
New IK sprayer looks awesome. How long does it spray when using compressed air?
It sprays for roughly about the same amount of time as if you were to pump it. It's just the consistency and the quality of the spray is just so much better. I mean, it's like it's almost uncomparable. It's that much of a difference. And so spray time is about the same. Coverage is fantastic. The amount, again, the quality of just that fan is improved. So technically you probably get away with using less product than you would before. Tristan.
Now this is going back to it because Glenn says she has the actual image.
Have you guys seen the BMW? Yeah, so let's go ahead and see that up on the screen there if we can, Glenn.
Yes,
that's the
Gina.
That's the Gina.
So what you have to imagine is that
the color changing car.
It is not the color changing car. However, I think it's one of the coolest concept cars ever.
I think they named that on purpose.
to make it difficult to have a serious conversation about it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Why are we looking at this?
Because
I feel like we're not supposed to be looking at
you
this.
fold open the panels. It's really cool. Okay. And sorry for anybody with a baby brain. Okay, moving along here.
Okay, baby brain. All right. Ricardo B saying, hey, what's up, TRC crew? Powder coating a set of gloss blacks. I was thinking about doing either satin or gloss again, but wanted your advice. Would satin scratch easier than gloss?
Don't do gloss. Don't do gloss. Not in black.
It's gonna drive you nuts.
Drive you crazy, man. I had a set that I had powder coated in gloss black, and I literally was so finicky about touching those wheels because I knew that they would just scratch by looking at them. And I used, premium towels whenever I wiped them. I had some dust on them. I had to clean them off. I used O&R. I used everything safe to do it, and I still had some marring on it, and that marring just continues to kind of add up and add up and add up. So they'll look perfect for about a day or two.
Yeah, go with the satin.
And then the first time you brush it, it's going to start getting scratched. The satin will be much, much more resistant to brush work and towel work.
Now, the one thing you don't want to do with satin wheels is take a polisher to them, because you will polish them shiny, which is what I made the mistake of doing with my wheels on my car. I polished them out because I used a primer polish before I coated them, and I was very bummed because I made them very off-colored, so I had to polish the whole thing out to make it match. And then I coated them, and now I've basically tried to get the coating to die. And it's been 7 years on those wheels, and I finally get it to a point where it's coming off.
Wow.
And I'm able to leave them back in this satin state again. I had to just almost destroy my wheels to get to a satin finish.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Just a bit.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about calling Scott, see if I get a new set of Koenigs for the Elantra.
That's
what I'm thinking I'm going to do.
Not how you should use a set of wheels.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yep,
Okay.
you should not use a set of wheels on that car like that.
Huh.
Put the moon discs on.
Oh, you got the
get your
moonies.
suspension fixed first. I mean,
Driving around yesterday,
dude.
and Anthony's like, "What's that creaking noise?" I said, "Those are my shocks."
Like literally, we
all-
were going out of a parking lot, and I'm like, "Hey, we've bottomed out on something." It was just the rear strut going into the trunk, and I'm like, "There's only two of us in this. Like, they're that blown.
They're so gone.
God, like the
I need
body
to just
rolls.
buy a set and put them in. Like I just,
Like-
it's going to be such a better car.
It's like a long travel suspension, but like with a cap, like that you hit. Like
Yeah.
he's like, because it's like you're floating, and then it's like, wow.
and it bangs and
Oh, it
creaks and
bangs,
groans,
dude.
It was great.
Graham, asking. Okay, lads, I'll ask again. Favorite drying towel? Go.
That's easy. I like the Gauntlet and the.
But you only pick one.
No,
get
but
one?
I use equally at my house. I love the 1212 Gauntlet, and I love the 20 by 30 liquidator or so, whatever that is.
Yeah.
The medium liquidator.
The Liquidator is my answer these days. You?
Yeah, I would say in terms of actually, one of my favorite drying towels, one of my favorites that I've used, doesn't exist yet. I mean, it does exist, but it doesn't
we
exist.
have it here, but you just guys don't know about it yet.
Just haven't
It's
heard
just
about
no.
it yet.
Apparently, it can't. Apparently, that's already gone.
What?
What?
We had something,
Oh.
and
No
then
more?
apparently we had some distributors that got wind of it.
Well, we had to give them a sample, a taste.
No, they gave them more than a sample. They gave them all of our stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
I was trying to send them out to the Grand Ambassador runner-ups, and they said they wouldn't have any more.
Yeah, we were in the meeting yesterday. We only got like a box of 18 of them.
Oh, man. Well, I guess today I learned.
There you go.
All right. So let me go back, make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Nope, that is it. So moving back to page 1, got Ricardo.
Planning on coating the wheels after powder coating. Yeah, good. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'd coat them, but satin it'll darken the satin just a little bit. I would still give the powder coat. Powder coat doesn't necessarily off gas the same way like other paint does, but I would still give it some time for that powder coat to set up before coating them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, because we let those Subaru wheels sit for about a month
Yeah.
before we coated them.
Yeah.
We didn't do it immediately.
It's true.
Just something to think about.
Yeah.
Brionicle says, leave Levi alone. As a Viking, he naturally has a Norwegian accent.
That's not true, though.
How it goes.
That
That's
is
not
very
true.
charitable of you to say.
Not true. My father-in-law, or not, okay, I guess you couldn't call my father-in-law, but I mean, he is a stepfather-in-law, right? He developed a Southern accent just this last year.
Oh, that's fun for him.
just kind of out of nowhere, he just got one.
He's got that
Well,
drawl.
he said that he's been holding this accent back most of his life, right?
Yeah.
From
Do
when
you
he was
believe that?
raised. And it started coming out more and more within this last year.
I knew people
So
like
the weird,
that.
well,
They were
he's
born and raised in downtown Boise.
yeah, no, he's from Southern California, so that's why the weird.
Well,
that's why
Southern.
It's
Yeah, that's a little weird.
but yeah, but there's no
Southern
Southern accents in Southern California.
No.
It's just more bros and hays.
We got
and dudes, right?
surfer dude.
So that's where it adds kind of a mystery, right?
Well, he's
But,
probably got that San Diego twang.
but he developed a very Southern a draw, is what it is. A Southern draw is
The
what
San
it is.
Diego drawl. I've heard of it.
I haven't though, and so
A lot of San Diegans
really
have that drawl.
really
Can't
it's
say I've heard
Southern
that.
San
It's all
Diego
about
draw.
that Southern San Diego hospitality.
That
So,
is,
They're
that's
so
not
famous for.
remotely
not
ringing
what
a
it
bell
is
here.
at
Nope.
all.
Yeah.
So, but
you
he's
know you're at home in San Diego. Everybody's loving.
Oh,
like
he
you're
says
about-
it smells of rich
Yeah.
mahogany next.
So anyway, so he developed that right
Okay.
within this last year,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's kind of giving him crap about it,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He's trying to justify it, but I feel like you're trying to do the same thing with your Norwegian
No,
accent.
all I'm doing is saying the words in Norwegian. I said hi, and hello.
He didn't
And
say.
then
He said hi.
I said no. That's hi. HEI is spelled hi, like hi, but for Norwegian. And then
Anyway.
I said talk, which is thank you.
Oh, I thought that was an animal in Star Wars.
Tuck
Okay,
Talk.
anyway, G. Davis here. If the Boise Actors Studio ever does a Peacemaker, the musical, Anthony would be perfect.
G.
in the
Davis,
John
do you
Cena
know
role.
Andy would be great
how
at that.
big of a compliment that is for me? And I don't know if
like,
you're.
you
I don't
made
know if
his
you're.
day.
You just
I
made
don't
his
know
whole
if you're
day.
messing with me or if you're being serious.
I
but-
can see you as a peacemaker in a peacemaker costume.
Yeah.
Like that is incredible, and like thank you. Oh my god.
Well,
That
I think it'll
was
be
not
great.
Thank God for
expected.
that
A great
comment.
Halloween costume. You put
Covering.
Lucy in an eagle costume.
Eagly, she's my little
She'd
eagly.
be your little eagle.
Oh my god, I would love it.
Yeah. You just
So-
wear a peacemaker
Adorable.
and walk around with her like that.
But that means a lot. That does mean a lot to me, and I think that you're probably saying that because of my comments about the Reacher show and talking about how he was considered to be a big guy.
That
Yeah.
really bothered
When-
you. Like, that hit you at your core.
when Thad is not that big of a man.
He's
Speaking
big
of, I
in the
finished it
show,
last
though.
night.
Not
I loved how
Dane,
they buttoned
it's
it
the
up.
show they filmed it that way.
Yes.
I loved
and
how
as,
but I loved how they buttoned it up. I watched
Yeah,
the last
you got
episode
through it,
last
yeah.
night. Finally enjoyed it. Got
They
to-
stopped
Right,
commenting
high
on
fives,
how
good
honest.
time. Yeah.
I loved it. I'm
Good
very
time.
excited for the second. I'm almost I'm thinking about rebuying some of the books
Ooh.
and rereading them because
Nice.
I miss it.
Did they have
Okay.
any follow up on his false sense of size?
Being
a big
no,
man.
but they-
It's called movie magic. Embrace it.
But it was great. It was fun at the end. They kept calling him a big hairy ape, and
Yeah,
things
there's
like
just
that.
constant references
But-
to him being larger than everyone else.
But yeah,
I hope not.
and the character Neely, I like that she also was implied to be a very large woman.
Yeah, Neely's great too.
Yeah, she was a great character.
Yeah.
I liked watching her like straight up do the Dane. She pulled a Dane Hennon kick
Oh,
in one scene
yeah.
and kicked the guy down the stairs. I thought it was great.
I call that the sternum stomper.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
anyway.
did a sternum
We
stomper.
called that the stone sternum stomper.
Sternum stomper. Great alliteration.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
that.
Moving along.
Randy L. Hey, I had a magnet on my car for a couple months. After removing it, it left a haze I could not change. I see suggestions for applying heat can make it go away. Is that true? Thank you. No,
Randy, try
it's
to
not.
polish it.
Try and polish
Randy,
it.
try to wash the car first.
Yeah.
Grab yourself a little hand polish, right? A little compound, rubbing compound, microfiber
means-
towel. Give it a little rub. Chances are that magnet probably just,
Hopefully that's all it is and not an actual color change difference.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
trying to figure out. It's like,
hopefully
what
not.
about
That's-
UV
that is-
exposure
that
to
is-
all the
yeah.
other stuff? and
Well,
then this magnet's covering a spot. You
Well,
pull it
yeah, I
up,
guess
and
I
the
guess
UV
you could say
exposure
how-
is
That's the
different
worry.
there.
What
Because
if
it
this
say
wasn't
how
car-
long
already
it's
that.
been on there
Yeah,
for.
he's saying a couple months, but what if this car's 7 years old and it's already at the end of its UV life
Yeah.
and it hasn't been cared for? and he put that on there, and then all of a sudden you're now in the half-life of the UV, and it has caused where the magnet
that's where my mind
was not to fade to a lighter shade. He pulled the magnet off, and it was a darker
Okay,
shade.
Randy.
So
pop
no.
quiz: is your car newer, older, somewhere in between?
Send us
what's
a
the story?
picture. Send us a picture.
Yeah, even better. Share a
LeviAtTheRagCompany.com.
picture.
Randy, send us a picture. We'd love to see what it looks like.
All right. So why is PNS interior cleaner so damn good? It's a great question, Mob. We ask ourselves that same question every single day.
That's amazing. Ron says, my Mustang has never been driven in the winter. It's on a salt-free diet. That's nice.
No sodium for it.
Way to do it, man. Yeah. What Creech says, what are the biggest differences between Inspiration and Legend coatings? It was great to meet Levi and Sydney at MTE. Well, thanks, Kay. Reach 24. So here's the deal. Inspiration is a 3-year coating. Legend is a 5-year coating. The way it really works out, and this is the way Dave Phillips explained it to us, Legend being the highest solid count, right?
Yeah.
41% of it is solids.
It's beefy.
It's the thick coating. Inspiration is half of what Legend is. So about 24% or 20-ish
I don't know
solid.
the number exactly.
We don't know, but he basically said it's half the solids that Legend has. And then Soul is half the number that Inspiration has, which makes sense if you think about it. Inspiration is a 1 year to 18-month coating.
Yeah.
Legend is a 3-year coating. And then, or not Legend, Inspiration is a 3-year coating. So Soul, Inspiration, and then Legend. So those are kind of the differences. Now, that also equals the difficulty in applying the coating. You're going to notice Inspiration Soul,
the friendliest at
the easiest, simplest coating to install. Inspiration itself, Classic, is a little more difficult coating to
It
install.
can be done by someone who hasn't done it before, but you wouldn't necessarily recommend it
Take your
as someone's
time.
first coat.
Same with Legend. Legend is a much stronger,
Yeah.
harder to install coating, but it's a very simple, easy to install
Yeah.
as well.
Once you know how
now,
to do it.
you can take both those coatings and you can add Soul on top of both of them, and you can do 2 coats of both coatings on their own. And the secondary application, say on Inspiration or on Legend, is much easier. Second coat of Legend is much easier to apply. So those are kind of the differences between them. So
Yeah.
David Cervantes says, "What's up, guys? Listening tomorrow in podcast form. Much love from OHI."
Oh.
That's a state.
Thank you, David, for sending
Thank you.
sending me that email earlier. Everything looks great. So
Nice.
I think it looks fine.
Oop, Espen again.
Espen, have you gotten the chance to test KCX VBN? Anthony. If not, I would recommend an alkaline soap to be used over a so-called dedicated salt remover like Green Star. So
I have
VBN we've played with.
I have VBN on my desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got that back in the summertime, believe it or not, and we used it a couple times as just a pre-treater on lowers, and it worked fantastic. It seemed like Andrew here in the States told us that they were still waiting on some regulatory things for that product to be able to come into the States. And once it comes, I mean, we're excited to bring it on. I mean, I was given a pint, right? But I was only given a half-filled pint.
Yeah.
So I only had 8 ounces to begin with. It didn't give me a lot to
It's
work
nice.
with.
It's nice stuff.
But it's nice stuff. Not the best smelling product in the line by any means, but I mean, it seems like it'll work.
All right.
Insomniac says, "What's the best all-around dressing for interior and exterior?" The best.
Man, back
well,
in the day,
now with all these silicone shortages,
that's hard to say.
it's making it hard to say. But I would say
More
that,
about the dressing you can manage to find these days.
well,
Yeah.
so Sydney has really been trying to get us over to natural finish from PNS and really try to move us over, which is funny because we love Shine All so much and dynamic dressing's great as well. But I understand that with the cost of silicone going up and certain prices going up.
Yeah, we were just talking to Bob, and he said normally he had to buy some silicone.
Silicone replacements is what we're kind of shifting towards, probably as an industry, right? Because depending on how much stock people have,
he spent $45,000 on silicone
for a couple totes.
for what used to cost him $14,000 worth of silicone. So
I mean, on the upside,
three times the price.
if
Pretty
you're going to be
crazy.
buying that stuff, there's like 3 places where you're going to get a better deal than anywhere else, and that's probably Vegas, Miami, and anywhere in Southern California. So you're probably managing to do all right compared to
Dane, that was a child's joke. You have a
well, it's mostly because I have a bunch of children's jokes coming up here.
Oh, do we? Okay, thank God.
Medium or use a new one on every panel. So when you do a 1 bucket wash, do you rinse your wash medium or use a new one every panel? No, I'm dirty. I just dunk and wash and dunk and wash
Levi.
and dunk
you
and
monster.
wash.
You should try
That's how I do it.
You should try to wash in between each dunk.
No, I just go to town.
Okay.
Let those work.
I will tell you right now, M Shelter, when I'm doing a paranoid rinseless wash, not paranoid rinseless wash, but a very meticulous rinseless wash, to where I have to ensure
with 1 bucket
perfection. With 1 bucket, I do use the multi-towel method and set aside my wash media, my towels as I'm going along.
Yeah,
but that's me, and I'm pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, we have Eric.
We offer a fluid film rust proofing along with detailing, which works amazing against salt. Yeah, Eric, that's what I was. It's literally that's what I was talking about. Same kind of thing. If you're spraying a protectant on the frame rails and things like that, it can go a really long way to help protect the vehicle.
Yeah.
Piggy.
Hey.
Trucker Jones says, I'm saving up for the Hydro Shot from Works. I'm going to use...
Not sure where the rest of that comment is.
I'm going to use...
Oh, there we go.
I think it was a rinseless.
If I use a rinseless wash through my pressure washer, is there anything I need to know, or is it the same process? Yeah, it's the same process. If you want to run a rinseless through like the Works Hydro Shot, you can rinse and then have your buckets full of O&R and go in there and wash away.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just don't need a rinse at the end. You just dry. Espen says alkaline soap removed more salt from the car than, let's say, Saltex or D-Salt.
Nice.
Yeah, I think most alkaline-based soaps have very good power to remove road salt.
Yeah. Hans says, I guess Dane was in IKEA when he saw the fabric BMW, lol.
Oh, no, gee.
G. Davis, Dane used the spirit of Italian concept cars when he added mirrors to the ceiling of his bathtub.
Oh, no. I was just like, where's this? Oh, going.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Way to go, G. Detail and breakdown. I recently ordered a few KC products from you guys, and I'm very impressed with them. Super happy I got them. My only problem with their whole lineup is the confusing product labels. Well, once you break the code and learn,
once you get honestly,
it's
you're only feeling that way at first. Like once you get used to it, you'll know. Honestly, this is going to sound really weird. Should I say this?
Yeah, go for
Just
it.
take the product in with you into the bathroom and learn the label.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Some light reading.
Some light reading. Like, well, back in the day before phones, right? You would go...
Yeah.
Right?
Well, remember in the mornings you're eating your cereal box? Pouring your bowl of cereal? You're going to read the box of cereal. You're going to learn about the back of that say, right?
Pre, 2007 or 8, how many times would you be visiting someone's house, use the facilities, and what's that on top of the tank? Oh, it's like a Guinness Book of World Records or an almanac or something.
No, I don't like
Somebody
judging
has
people's other books. I never touch people's. I never read people's books.
Oh, okay, I guess we have.
It's there for a reason, and that's their.
And then you're
their
like,
books, man.
I don't know if I should touch that.
That's their stuff. I don't touch
that Seinfeld episode when George had the book that he took into the bathroom and then they couldn't sell it because it was flat.
You can keep
it's always opening my wallet and being like, let's go through what's inside here.
Yeah, right? You didn't have anything else to do.
Nothing else. So, but I'm saying seriously, to get to know that label best and understand it and not be so confused about it, take it with you in the bathroom. I know that sounds weird, but you'll become a pro at understanding it later.
Well, and the other thing is you can also go to their website.
Yeah.
And it has the whole breakdown, and there's a video on how the color combination, how the code works, how the terminology of it works. And once you watch that video and learn it, you're going to go, oh my gosh. Also, you can watch it if you go back to TR SEMA, the first day one from 2020, you can watch it in Koshik. That's one of the videos. We play that video, and then it explains it. They also have the chart, so you see the whole breakdown, how it breaks down. It's pretty amazing. So
yeah.
Hans says...
that's the same one from earlier. I was just going to point out, an interesting thought occurred. Since that car is not painted in the traditional sense as fabric and all that, your body men and your detailers would actually be seamstresses. Just an interesting thought. Anyway, moving along here, real fun stuff.
G. Davis
I'm glad
says
you're there.
thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett. I was getting bored with it till the Mandalorian showed up.
Oh, yeah.
So, I liked the whole show. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, it was way better." I don't disagree. It really amped it up, and my wife and I were both very excited when Mando showed up. However, I thought it was still good. I was happy with
Mando, because I haven't seen any of it yet.
Neither have I.
But do you think that Mando carried that show at the end? Do you think that if Boba was running with a baton, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing an okay job right now, but I really need somebody to pull through.
Yeah, no, it was
Mando
okay.
shows up.
It was okay.
Is there
was
like a
good show.
charisma gap, or is it the writing, or
No,
what's up?
they took way too long in certain stories.
Okay.
Like they drew them out. Like I got done and I was like, I enjoy it. I'm fine. It's like pizza.
The vibes.
It's like
it's got good vibes.
pizza's
It's never
going to
be terrible.
It's never
but
bad, but it's good pizza. It's just not great pizza, and
Not
that's how
particularly
Mandalorian is. Mandalorian, like, as soon as you hear
Depends on the
you hear
brand.
the theme song,
You're in.
I was like, oh, here we
Here we
go.
go.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
I've
it
heard a
was like.
lot of people say that about books, so I haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet. You haven't watched it yet, but you have, and you're like, it's okay. The fact that
good.
you're not singing its praises or anything tells me it's
Dane,
probably a
I will
little
tell you
bit.
the last 3 episodes of Boba Fett are insane and probably should have been. It should have been a whole new season of
So I
Mandalorian.
kind of got to slog
Really?
through some stuff to get to the real
No, but
meat.
it's all that. If you're a Star Wars nerd,
Okay.
I'm not.
it works.
Okay.
Not
Like,
that.
because you get to see Boba Fett's progression to when he goes and meets Mando. You
Okay.
go, oh, okay, now I know how this works.
His progression up to that point.
Yeah, because it shows you, like, remember in Mandalorian, he shows up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh,
Because
it's
he-
Boba
like,
Fett.
Well, no, because he's like,
How did
hey,
he-
he's like, give me my
Want my armor back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know how did he survive from when he fell off of one of the Jabba's pleasure barge and into the Sarlacc pit. It shows him getting out of the Sarlacc pit. It shows him how he survives the desert and then how he is able to...
This is from Star Wars,
Yes.
where he falls into the pit.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
it
Sarlacc
takes place
pit.
from that.
Yes.
The Sarlacc
Oh, that
pit.
is way too complex.
Oh no, that was famously everybody was mad. They're like, "Oh, this cool character. Oh, he's gone already."
Died in a Sarlacc
Yeah,
pit.
like
he
that was the
didn't.
whole thing.
He's back.
And
Well, that's
so
very
he had a
interesting. So
huge
what I'm
mythology
thinking-
built about him because they
So it's
barely
fine.
got
You
to know him.
learned canon.
I think I'm going to sit down and watch this show, but I'm actually going to probably acquire a lightsaber first.
That's a good idea.
Just to set the mood, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when my wife walks in and she's like, "What are you doing in this dark room?" Right?
Yeah. That's when you light
You're
up
like,
a dark saber.
Yeah, it lights up, and she goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching Boba Fett." She's like, "Boba Fett doesn't have a lightsaber." I'm like, "Not yet.
Right.
We don't know what
Yeah.
happens."
Well, I do now, but no.
Oh,
Okay.
But anyway, I was watching the video the other day, and I said, why don't we all have lightsabers here in this office?
We probably should spend the $600 to $800 and buy
he can't even say that with his
buy
We all put
a
in.
couple.
I'm sorry,
put
I'd
in
rather
for a
buy
couple of them.
off-road tires for the van for that money.
It's like,
Well,
guys,
we
what are
don't,
you
but
spending your money
Anthony and I
on?
aren't going to get any joy out of you getting off-road tires. for
Yeah.
the van.
Yeah, Dane.
I'll say that
you buy a
now,
lightsaber,
but wait
we'll
until
be
you're
able to
riding
get
in
to
it.
use
We're
it.
going up a trail.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, glossy bear teeth.
Good afternoon, boys. I love the Rag Company sticker on your shirt, Levi. Thanks. It's actually embroidered.
Yeah,
It's over here.
That's legit. That's a real
It's embroidery.
logo embroidered in.
On this Dixon Cyanide 2.0. Anthony said, I don't think I want one. And then he goes, wait, Jeff, you're buying one? And Jeff's like, too late. I already bought them because I asked you and you said no. And
Well,
then
Jeff was
you
offering to
couldn't
buy
find
him for us.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know you were offering. And he's like, sorry, you
He
missed
goes,
out.
he goes, who wants a cyanide? I'm buying.
Yeah.
And Anthony wasn't
slow.
paying attention.
Yeah,
so
and so
missed
I missed out on that, right? And then
Free
it's
Dixon.
literally sold out in the day.
Yep.
And that shirt was worth $100 by the end of the night.
Yep, exactly. And what I do, I ruined it by putting a Rag Company.
Or you made it better.
I'd say you
Or made it
improved
better.
it. All right. Next up, we got Wagner.
Canada's
Wagner.
dictatorship government. Truckers can fight this government. No need to
Oh,
protest.
geez.
Just leave the truck. Okay, that's
Okay.
I don't care about
Well.
that, Wagner. All right. O&R softens water, so in theory, could use that soap inlet that comes with most pressure washers and put it in a bucket of O&R to have it softened when you rinse. Yeah, you could. You could do that. That's what I do.
I love when people do O and R.
Yeah, it's the same. So So, Josh, that's what I do. I have the soap inlet. I just run O&R in it. So, Han says, just call Dan. He will give you some of that San Diego talk.
The two ends
Dan Williams.
Dan does not have a Southern accent, though.
No,
He's
Dan
born and
has
raised
a
San
Southern
Diego.
Californian accent, which
but
is a
just
real thing.
Dude, it's like
and
a hey,
different.
man. Hey, man.
Well, I've heard a, hey there, Anthony.
That is not
No, that's not the way
remotely
Dan
it.
talks at all.
Sure sounds
no.
like a
Dan-
you and I have a
Dan
lot of
has
things
that
in
voice.
common here. I don't know if you've ever been to San Diego, but me and my friends, we love to be able to spend time in San Diego.
No, San Diego people sound like a guy.
Like a normal San Diego accent.
No.
Dan sounds like a guy sitting at the back of a Volkswagen Transporter bus, taking off his wetsuit, has a board next to him. Like,
Man,
that's the sound. You can hear the voice in your
caught that
head.
tube
You know.
today out there on the surf of the San Diegan coast. It's exactly what it sounds like. And then Brionicle agrees
Sounds
with me.
more like you're speaking like you're on the Gulf of Mexico, not on the
Brionicle
Pacific.
agrees with me. I agree with Levi and the Southern accent in SoCal. I have a Southern accent in Los Angeles, but San Diego is a deep Southern accent.
It's
deep South.
Don't try and turn this into a thing. I don't believe it. I've been there many times. It doesn't sound like that. If you sound like that, then you're clearly a transplant.
You know, San Diegans love nothing more than sitting on the porch, sipping some of that fine sweet tea.
Sweet tea, yeah. That's how I know you're
watching
absolutely.
watching them lightning bugs dance
June
along,
bugs.
Fireflies.
and the fireflies light up the night sky.
Oh, man. Glossy Bear Detailing, give me a tip for applying metal polish to my pads. I spill more than I end up using.
Yeah, that's just how it's gonna go, man. That's how it is. Han says, detailing sword, spread the product on speed one first. There you go, Glossy Bear. Lloyd G says, what's up, TRC crew? Just saying, hey, y'all, from San Diego, where even when we type or text, we can't hide our southern twang.
This is textbook gaslighting, and I don't like it. Oh, no.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
G. Davis, Luke
San
Berge,
Diego.
let me know.
Y'all
He
from
plans
San
on
Diego.
turning his portion of TRC into a college show.
Surf's great.
20-something Amish sing. Oh, my
that's a
goodness.
good. That'll be
Okay.
great, too.
Wow.
Glossy Bear says, I wish they had lids with a spout since the product is so thin you can practically spray
I know,
it.
they're just about, right? That's how most metal polishes are. Scott Mustern says the KCX website has a good explanation of labels for what it's worth. You're right. Yep. G. Davis, this is going to sound weird. Anthony talking to strangers in the spacious men's room at Mr. Gas.
Man.
Oh,
I'd like to talk to you
I
about a Lord and
almost, I was,
Savior,
I'm
the
actually going to
detailing
surprise
product
my
label.
kids tonight, and that's
Mr.
what I'm
Gas?
saying. We're going to go to Mr. Gas tonight.
You should FaceTime G and say, hey,
Man, I called him the last time, then I
say,
took him.
you ready to see the Mr. Gas station? See what this place
I'm
is
gonna
all
go
about?
live stream Mr.
Yeah.
Gas. It's a good time. It's just a giant convenience store with about
man.
40 bathroom stalls.
Oh, dear.
in the
Neil
men's
White
room.
says Cad Bane was the best part of Boba Fett.
He was the best part. That was a good part too.
I haven't
love
seen it
seeing
yet,
Cad
but I
Bane.
imagine you're spoiling something for someone.
Cad Bane having the Marshall back. Oh, I love a good Timothy Oliphant.
I do love Timothy Oliphant.
And
Let's
then
see.
someone needs to make a Mandalorian wax. Yes, for Beskar.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Beskar wax, right? Not Jeskar.
I was going to say, it's like
Beskar.
Jeskar.
Yeah. Spelled Beskar.
Yep.
Yeah.
G. Davis, Levi, you nailed my thoughts on Boba Fett with a wonderful pizza reference.
Yep.
I know. I know
But
how
the
your
thing
tummy
is, I
works.
think that pizza, not all pizza is created equal.
Right,
So
yeah.
you said that pizza is just pretty good.
No, I said there's, like, when you get a pizza
Yeah.
and you're like, well, it wasn't bad. It's just not the best pizza I ever had.
It's inherently good because
It's always
going to
be good because it's pizza. You can't mess
And
it
then
up.
you just build up from that.
right?
Well, you can mess up pizza for sure.
Right. but
At
I'm
which
just
point
saying.
it no longer is pizza.
Right. But if you just took a traditional, let's say a traditional cheese pizza,
Yeah.
right? You have 3 ingredients: bread, sauce, and cheese.
Yeah.
And whether you adjust or change what spices you put in the sauce, what spices are maybe in the cheese, what type of cheese you use, what water is in the bread and the dough, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's always going to be okay,
Yeah.
or it's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best cheese pizza I've ever had. Right? It's always going to change.
It's matters of degree
You can't mess up
after that.
a cheese pizza technically.
Well, you can
theory.
improve upon it
Yes.
by putting anchovies on it.
Right, you could do that if you like anchovies.
Interesting.
Anthony's
thoughts
an
on what
anchovy
improves
guy. I don't know
things.
why.
No, do you guys even know of a pizza
I know your
place?
Portuguese is coming out again.
Do you even know a place that still puts anchovies on pizza or still
No.
offers that?
Not many places.
I love anchovies on
I
pizza.
bet if you go to Casanova Pizza, they would
The
do
thing
it.
is, I like it distributed very well around the pizza.
But those have
so
little.
it's
What do you
not-
do about the little bones, little fish bones and eyes?
No, those are good for his calcium.
Okay, that's
You
very
eat them.
strange.
You eat the whole thing.
For once, I side with Levi on a food
I had a
item.
friend in elementary school. He loved cracking open a can of sardines on the playground.
Oh
and
my
eating
god, I love sardines.
That was his
I
favorite thing to do.
love sardines.
In case you're wondering,
right?
he's now the vice president of Visa Small Business.
Really? So
Dang.
that's just to show you how successful somebody that eats sardines can be.
Okay, there you go.
You know what
Right?
is never successful? Opening a can of surströmming. Ask anybody
that?
who's opened that up. It's
Okay.
disgusting. Look up videos online and
Neil White
cry.
says, will the next car protection come in the form of liquid Beskar? I could see a PNS Beskar detail spray. I would like to see that.
I don't. Is that
I think it's
trademark?
going to be
Is Best
stronger.
is Beskar
I think I
trademarked
don't doubt Star Wars is already
on that?
on that.
Yeah.
Beskar,
Beskar.
like basically start like like a the Beskar ceramic coating. It's basically it's Mando's armor.
I like it.
love that.
Yeah.
We could create an entire Star Wars themed detailing line, right?
We could
What do you think?
It's almost like a Mr. Regular
give it away.
bit where he's like, my car is best car.
Yeah.
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 Best
All right.
car.
I could see that. My
Best
car
car,
is best
best
car.
car.
We've said too
Yeah.
much.
Oops. Giving
Oh,
it all
we're
away.
revealing secrets.
Stop. Nathan West says, I need a rag company Dixon collab. I would buy it. Thank you. We
Nathan,
appreciate that,
we
Nathan.
need about $20,000 to make that happen.
It sounds like he's
lot of money.
joking, but last we checked, that's what it costs.
Costs about $20,000 to get that collab going.
And use a rag company glass rag that comes in your order as the glass cleaner on the shirt. I know. That's what we've always said. We've been talking about that. Costs a lot of money, but we've thought about it. Neil White, am I using O and R? O-R-U?
I'm using
Oh,
O
are you?
and R. Oh, are you?
Yeah, there you go. Graham says, run, Levi, run. I don't know what that means, but thanks, Graham. G. Davis says, Mr. Gas reminds me of the Buc-ee's I visited in Daytona Beach. Yeah, basically, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Brionicle says, Levi and his family are welcome to my home in Los Angeles for some Southern hospitality. Dane and Anthony, y'all aren't invited to the sweet tea and lightning bug experience.
Well, it's okay. I would
can't
never
wait
be
to be able to
invited.
spend a-
I would never be upset that I wasn't
Well, no, we're
invited
in
to
LA.
something that's
LA.
not.
That's south.
Yeah.
And then San Diego's deep.
No, that's
That
when
is make
the
believe.
light
That's
bugs,
when you
right?
hear the
light bugs in Los Angeles. That's just normal. That's just like emissions bugs, is what that is, right? That's literally smog, right? I'm like, those bugs are glowing, Papa. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's
That's
just
the radiation.
that's a bug from just all of the pollution that just sits in the valley
Right
that
next
this
to
is.
three-eyed
Place
fish.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, thank you, Brionicle. Neil White says sardines are very good and very healthy.
Yeah, right. Neil's on it.
Hans says, Levi, what kind of questions can I expect to see on the IDA Marine exams? Hans, this is a real question. So here's the deal. I personally did not pass the Marine exam
What? When did
when
that
I took
happen?
it. Well, we
it's
wrote the
hard.
test. They wrote the test.
You to take it.
They gave it to all of us
Yeah.
to try it. I took it and I didn't pass it.
Yeah.
Now, I only work on like ski boats and that kind of stuff. So I'm not a big boat person, so to speak. So a lot of the terminologies I didn't know. I knew the surfaces and I knew that kind of stuff. So I would say if you don't need to take it unless you're really working on a lot of boats. And
I mean, he is in the Netherlands, so
well, that's what I mean. Like if you're around boats and you know all the boat terminology, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Like when we were at Mobile Tech, there was a gal there, Tamara, that she passed. She was one of the only people that passed the Marine exam that out of like 10 people that took it. She's been working on boats in Seattle for the last 20 years.
dang.
Like
Jeez,
that's
that's
all she does is
impressive.
detail boats, and so she only details boats.
Yeah.
And so for her, she was like, I was really worried. I was a hard test. I wasn't sure I was going to pass it, but I'm glad I did. And when I found out she was the only one that passed, I was like, holy cow! Like I know it's a difficult exam. So Hans, I would just say I don't I don't have the kind of questions. I would just say you need to know your actual marine terminology, boat terminology, to pass this exam. It is a very difficult CD to get. So, just so you know.
Ron
agrees with me. Anchovies are disgusting little fish.
Wrong. Anchovies are disgusting. They're not disgusting.
I like fish. I don't like anchovies.
Okay, do you want to know why anchovies are good?
Are they gutted? Do you have to eat all the internal organs?
Anchovies are not big. They're very small, right? And so they're technically smaller.
They're bait for other fish.
Well, they're smaller than that of a sardine. A sardine is actually, can be decently sized, right? Anchovies are smaller, but they're dense in terms of the overall sodium content they have because it's like that salty, right? Like the sea.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too far into
like a crunchy piece
canned
of salt.
fish. But
well, we know you're a canned fish enthusiast.
So maybe we answer a few more questions before we lose all our viewers.
Neil White says best Karmer. And then G. Davis says Han's closing his Jar Jar Binks. Brian Vlog says Star Wars detailing products prees. And then Brad Company Q&A is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And then the Forrest Gump line, run, Levi, run. So thank you, Graham. You never know when you get those kind of questions about Canada. Yeah. Jonathan Blazer, what are your thoughts on detail cakes? They're a good tool. If you're in tinting or PPF and you need something with a lot of sprayability, you can do that. I will say IK is planning on coming out with their new metal case sprayer. It was at Mobile Tech Expo this last month. It's really cool. I would buy it for the MOSHQ tint shop.
Sister tank that thing?
Yeah. Ooh. That way I'd be able to spray my slip solution on the window.
Oh, I thought you were going to put maybe your windshield de-icer inside that.
I have that. It's just a big IK.
I'm like, dang,
it's the size of
nice.
an IK. It's a Pro 12.
Yeah.
Shoved inside my engine bay.
What do you got there? I got orange Rain-X.
I'm running that big block. There's not a lot of room in that engine bay, especially after I finish my dual batteries.
Preach here
battery.
With a question.
Is that a dual battery setup? No, that's a sister battery setup.
Would a wheel cleaner / iron remover combo work on the lower panels for a tar and iron removal recon wash, or too harsh?
No, you could do that. You could totally do that. Yeah, it wouldn't be too harsh. It's just you are going to strip a lot of stuff. So. Yeah. G. Davis, Dane as Emperor Palpatine, or in a pinch, Lando Calrissian.
What an inspired choice.
I would love to see Dane wearing the Lando cape.
I feel like I have a lot of angry people about that.
Dane's just spinning
that's setting me up for failure. Can't do that. All right, Danny. What's a good product?
Good product for carpets, car cleaning / stains. I check out Terminator from PNS. And I would also check out Carpet Bomber, right? The two of those together should give you a pretty good result. You can also throw in Finisher as the last peroxide treatment, but those two products are killer.
Yeah.
Daniel Smith says...
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, Danny. I was laughing at the comment above.
Any plans for a Rag Company branded duffel bag?
No, we
Specific
haven't.
Choice.
We've had offers where people have said that, and we've looked into it. We were going to do a bag collab with another company, and we haven't done it, so that's all. It's just something that we are trying to expand the merch again, but we don't sell. We sell a lot, but we don't sell a ton, and it doesn't make sense to add little things that maybe aren't going to be. You've got to look at MOQs on things like that to make that stuff.
Because there are definitely some other companies where it feels like they sell more swag than actual detailing products.
Correct. Yeah. Dane's SVX.
Back. I can't believe it.
Says, hey, Dane, why enter tuner cult giveaways when you could just buy me back, Dane?
Called out, Dane.
That means
this was entered like
on your shirt
4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, but can we be honest here for a minute? Okay.
It was for a Midnight Purple R34.
You didn't win.
Or a Mark IV Super.
They said, I don't want it. So
I didn't want it.
I was going to say, Dane, with all the money you've spent on these giveaways.
Has anything ever come from fruition from it?
Do you think that you could have bought an SVX with that money?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not for what I originally bought that SVX for.
Okay. Do you think that you could have sold maybe something that you wanted to give away and bought multiple SVXs?
Yeah.
It's just why are you so eager to let that thing go forever? Why
like 10 of them.
Well,
you could
so
get.
Here's what I'm going to say. Already, one of our friends, listener, fan of the program, Shelby Buck, has already posted in the group.
Procured.
procured an SVX for Dane to find in the Laguna Blue. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put it out there again. If you weren't listening to the podcast or listening last week and Thursday, Dane is looking. If you find the right one, he will buy it.
Yeah.
And why you think he would buy it? Because it's going to tug on his soul. Dane's SVX is clearly calling out to him from the ether. Wants, needs, yearns for him to drive around in it on a Sunday. Wants the trip to the Express Cafe. Man. Wants the trip to get the dipping sauces. Wants the parking lot hangout where we eat together. That was the car that
started the eating in the car for him.
Correct.
To begin with, right?
It's calling to him. It needs our help to connect the dots. We, as a group, need to find that car for Dane so that he can purchase it and once again be reunited.
What he really needs, we already discussed this. He needs that Japanese VIP build with the curtains in the back, and then somebody needs to steal that car while he's sitting in the back eating.
Oh no!
And drive off.
That's terrifying.
As he's sitting there and just oh no!
I almost took a drink and instead I almost coughed up spit.
Wow. So
oh my gosh.
The reason it's not so easy is because when Shelby found it, which was amazing, she found anyone at all.
She found a blue one of
that was
shape.
Awesome because that color's rare. But what's even rarer was the one I had, which is that color, but the top trim, all-wheel drive, like fully decked out model. They're so hard to find. So. Yeah. Good luck. And mine had really low miles. So
that's all I'm saying. We've got our fans, we've got our listeners. Find the car for Dane.
Yeah.
Subaru SVX in Laguna Blue, all-wheel drive, top-of-the-line model.
Let's round out with some real questions.
Can you polish mirrors? If so, do you polish like glass? No, you polish them like on the mirror?
Yeah.
The face of the mirror? You can just do it by hand with a paper towel, like with a microfiber towel and some clarity cream. That's it. You don't have to use a machine. Just use your finger. Mm-hmm. Kimberly MC, greetings from snowy Chicago. Hey, Anthony, thanks for the tip on using O&R inside. Weekly cleaning is a breeze.
Yep.
Nice. Rudd Dog, who do y'all got, Jorge Masvidal or Colby Covington for UFC 272? We don't know either of those guys because we don't.
How about you, Mr. Bodybuilding?
Yeah, me.
Oh wow, not familiar.
Big sports nut over here. I'm gonna say whoever the underdog is, whoever
Dane and Anthony loved.
I love a good underdog.
Looking for an underdog.
Fans of underdogs.
Yep.
Randy, not sure what happened to my message. I did email it to the support email. Whenever you check it out, thanks again much. Yeah, Randy, you can always send it to levi@theragcompany.com. G. Davis, tugging Dane. No. Insert your joke here.
Or don't.
Dane, thoughts on the M240 X Drive? 1040i.
I'm assuming you're if you're doing that with a 2, that's a nice little car. I don't know the reliability on those, but I know the 40s have quite a bit of go to them. Like, you guys, oh, man.
I can't.
Alex, I think that's good. But what you can get for the money
This is real.
I can't.
Oh.
I'm going to die if this is real.
That better not be true. Okay. Sorry, Alex. I appreciate your question. And left to my own devices, I'm happy to give car buying advice for whatever that may be worth.
That's a possible option.
It is a possible option.
They're talking about this comment.
I'm friends with all the guys down there at Fairly Reliable Bob's.
Oh, God.
Dane's SVX. I'm down the road at Fairly Reliable Bob's lot, Dane.
Oh, my God.
I always assumed that G. Davis was the one behind these profiles. But based on that little bit of local lore right there, so I know it's no longer G. It's somebody local.
G's very good at local lore.
I mean, he does some research. I don't want to cut him short on that.
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
There. Jonathan Blazer says a good salt pre-treat is 1 gallon of water with 1/2 ounce of O&R and 40 ounces of MDR. There you go. That's a good one, too.
Dean says, yes, they just don't make me like you anymore. You're absolutely right.
Oh.
And then G. Davis says, how many Winco gift cards would buy an SVX?
Twice as many as it took for the Hyundai.
All right. This has been a blast.
Amazing.
This was a wild way to end it, you guys.
Man. Ending on a very high.
On a high. Okay, so everybody watching, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. It's been an interesting bit. Alex, if you want to ask me car questions and throw stuff at me, please go to the Rag Company group on Facebook. We can hang out there. You can
And
throw out
post
some
all
questions.
your SVXs that you guys find online for sale.
Also, you can throw those there. Just throw it out there, and we'll all comment and just have some fun. So yeah, for anybody not familiar, we got a group on Facebook where we all hang out and just chat about stuff. Doesn't always have to be detailing related, but it helps.
And don't forget, those of you that signed in on the last hour,
Yes.
Sign up for Detail Master, www.detailmasters.academy.com/registration so that you guys can sign up for Alex and Marcy's event. And you'll get 2 videos emailed to you every day for the 12 days that it's going on.
Boom.
And you can learn from the greats for free. That's it. Do it. Sign
All
up.
right.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel here at the Rag Company YouTube channel, as well as our FAQ channel, our Espanol channel, and our podcast channel, where we start every week off right with the Rag Company podcast. If you love us going off on tangents, that's the place where you're really going to find that. All right. So with all that said, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch you over on the Rag Company podcast next week. See ya.